Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Tales from the Dark Side. Got a great show for you today. A lot of different stuff. I actually have no clue what's going on the show today. That's not true. We're going to do an Andor deep dive, mainly into the characters in the first 3 episodes. Talk about that type of stuff. We're also going to cover, obviously, new comics. We're going to, as we promised last week, give you the dark horse kind of look down the road for a couple things. I know Wayseeker's really excited about something that got moved. Then we're going to do a tier list. For those that aren't familiar with tier lists, it's typically something we do on tap. But since we didn't do it this week, we are bringing tier list over here. And we might, if JJ gets here in time, have a giveaway. If not, we'll go next time. And we have got Andor Bingo. Real quick notification about Andor Bingo. I know a lot of people have requested to play it. It's probably going to be over by week 2. So just relax. Pete, hit the intro.
You're gonna keep going. I'm ready to take my drink.
Not my fault. Okay, I'm going to say hi to everybody, and then I'm going to explain some things about Andor Bingo, do some house cleaning. How's it? Wait, first one here. Jedi Johnson, still on vacation, but was first one there, so that's really good. Dag nabbit, I wanted to be first. Gargoyle's still there for Elbow saying hi for the algorithm. That must mean it's Sunday. Hello, all. 10 minutes. Where are all my people at? They're around. Joe, what do we... Oh! Excellent, Jim Duggan. Ho! What's up, boys? Joe's here. Ed's here. Funhouse Comics. Funhouse.
Funhouse. I
Did
connected with Funhouse. I remember when Funhouse won and it had to bounce. Missed out on the wheel.
Maybe we'll try to figure something out for Funhouse.
I did. I already told Funhouse.
Oh, you already did? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yep, you're in.
I still got to mail everything out for you guys. It's just
San Diego.
Still been fighting this bug all weekend, so I didn't get the mail and everything out yet. But I'll get to it.
Apparently, Ruben and Mark are making out on IG, so that's fun. Stefford Wolf. Good stuff. Jedi, your travels have been fun to watch. Yeah, make sure you're following him on IG.
Yep.
He sent me a picture today. I was like, holy shit, that's well overpriced. And I don't think he looked at the price at it. And then he's like, oh shit. Yeah, I didn't see the price. And one of the characters was faded. I was like, God, oh my God. Well, whatever. I mean, San Diego, I guess it's expensive out there. So
it's still fun when you find stuff, regardless of what.
Oh, it was cool. It was cool as hell. But I was like, I looked at it. I was like, sweet. I thought it was only like $150. So I was about to say, like, yo, buy that and I'll get it for you. Like, I mean, even though I have it, I just want another one because I like
have another 0 on it or what?
That up. Oh no, it was not a 1. It was an 8.
Oh,
$850.
Yeah.
I'm here to see Marco flash some of his tainted Kennedy cash. Perfect. We'll see what's going on. Astro, what's going on? How are you feeling, Pete? How are you feeling? Oh, you're still fighting the bug.
I'm still fighting the bug. It's not gone yet.
Okay. Well, he's doing too much work. We'll say hi to everybody else. Okay, so here it goes. For all those people who've been asking about Andor, we will go over the bingo stuff. But next week, by next week, all of our members, if you are a member, you guys need to give us numbers 1 through 30. We added some of you this time, but we're gonna start over. So these cards are going to end very soon. We need you to give us numbers 1 through 30. After that,
again, even though they did,
yes, again. Unless you want to give them the same, we can use the same numbers they gave us. Some people,
the ones that they gave us fine, I think.
Yeah,
but not everybody said it. Not everybody asked for one. Is what we're saying, like the rest of you guys.
So it gives them a full week to put in. Then we figure out how many cards we will go up to 14 cards next period after this one's done with bingo. But we will then do Wheel of Death for the extra spots that we have if the members don't get it done. So we should have like 2 or 3 extra spots either way. We will do 50. Either way, when you see that train wreck of a disaster, of what I've done with bingo, you will understand. Okay, so we'll get to that
once
later.
Somebody wins, we could wipe the board off and start fresh that week.
Or
you got to mark off Andor again.
We can do a full
Eric,
card.
you know what I mean?
We are not doing a full card. That's not bingo.
Yeah. Double. Plus, if you do full
card,
Some of these characters are not showing up in Andor.
Hey, Mystic Relic. Okay. Let's move along. I know you don't know, but I'm telling you, so they are not showing up.
Well, listen, whoever you said next week that the bingo that it'd be over by next week, I totally doubt it. You don't think somebody's gonna get bingo next week?
Nope.
Dude,
I have
there's-
no idea how close we are. I haven't even seen my
Oh
cards.
shit!
like-
Are we just gonna get to bingo right off the bat? I was gonna wait till we got more people here so we could go over bingo. Everybody would get a good laugh at how I fucked up bingo. I was gonna do that. I was gonna do it so you can all get a laugh. So we can have BK in there, sitting in his closet talking junk, with his chubby fingers trying to hit me up on the thing, trolling me to death. Or we could do it right now. I mean, I don't see AOA wasn't even here to do it. We didn't have our two best trolls in here. We gotta wait for them.
Are there new stickers? I don't know if I put any ones up there.
All right. Either way, let's get into new. Did you load Dom's toys? It's all I turned it into 3 slides. Cool. Pete, let's get into news while I load Dom's toys, please.
It's only 2 things. It's not even. It was a lot.
No, I put in 3 because I really have a question about toys this week.
Oh, okay.
I have a big question.
Alrighty. Oh, let me get rid of that. I'm gonna block the.
Well, good thing we've got this all figured out.
In the corner.
The 3 minutes we start screaming about stuff that wasn't there. Okay.
All right. I try to read all the articles that JJ sent me. Again, this is JJ's news, but we always do the news before JJ gets here.
Yeah, which is
can't
fun.
get here
I think
when
it's fun. I think people like it when we don't know what we're talking about.
Well, everybody knows this one though.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is, I guess, no longer going to be the voice. I don't know what that really is going to mean. Are we going to get an impersonator? Are they just going to reuse?
No, they have the voice the voice thing that can mimic the voice.
No, I didn't they replace him?
No, they used his voice mixed with Hayden Christensen when Vader in Obi-Wan, but they have something that actually mimics the voice that actually can.
Is he not gonna? He better be picking up a paycheck for that.
I don't know.
Well, it says signs over rights.
He signed the rights. He I think the company's called Responder or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have the rights to his voice for Darth Vader, and they're going to use it. And they used it a little bit in the last show.
So he's still getting a check, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah. As long as he gets a check, I don't give a shit.
He's getting a check.
It's just scary. It's scary that they can reconstruct faces, make you younger, make you older. They can mimic your voices. It's just a crazy time now.
It's not perfect yet, but
I know what you're saying. At 91, his voice doesn't let him do Darth Vader anymore. So this is the only.
Yeah, which is perfect. I think this is awesome. I think this is amazing. So we never have to worry about ever. I can't. Pete, you got to do the toy. We never have a problem with losing James Earl Jones. Then that's good. I like it. So Vader will always sound the same. But then again, how much more Vader do we need?
Well, the article made it seem clear that it's coming again. So they said it's coming in a future project. So I'm guessing that's probably
Ahsoka, and you might have some flashbacks in other stuff too. So
I didn't. That's not the question I asked.
We don't.
I asked how much more Vader do we need?
I mean, Don wants a whole Vader show, right? Like, you want a Vader show.
I don't know if we have a Vader show. You know what? I'm with Marco on this one. I think we don't need a Vader show.
Less is more.
But you know why?
We're getting more Vader, whether you want it or not.
No, because we have a lot in the comic books. We have a lot of stuff like that.
Hey, David.
The Vader stuff, it's good if they put in shows very little here and there. We don't need a big show. I
like it how they did Rogue One, where they like remastered it, but they actually used it. Like, I really like that portion of the stuff, or places where he was. Like, if they're gonna do a flashback with him, sure, remaster the flashback or like add a little bit on to the flashback. But yeah, I agree with them. I don't think we need big arcs with Vader in it anymore. And I like Vader. I mean, he's the best bad guy there ever was.
I tell you what, I mean, if they do animate it with Vader, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but they're not going to use. Are they going to use his voice for animated Vader?
Well, maybe why
apparently Visions, you don't have to do that.
Visions too. That they could
Vader's a costume. Vader have anybody in the costume and still pull it off.
I know
you're talking not Visions. You're still back to the Tales of the Jedi 2. That's not even a thing.
Well, I'm just saying it's going to be. It could be. I'm just saying.
No, you're just saying. It's not even. We haven't even seen Tales of the Jedi 1 yet, and you're saying there's a Tales of the Jedi 2, and Vader's going to be in it.
No, I'm saying Visions.
I think it's going to be a 46, right?
They have a story with Vader. It might be a Vader story.
In Visions, the anime, the Japanese anime thing.
Yeah.
Jedi.
I think I read something in an article that possibly it could be a Vader cartoon, like a Vader, because they have the characters. And they put them in their what they're looking at
in the Japanese.
What are you? Let's keep moving.
let's move on from here. It doesn't matter. I'm surprised you didn't start going off on a rant how we're going to see him in Andor. Because
I mean, if we see him in Andor,
is Vader on the card? I forget. I totally knew.
I don't know if we put him on.
I don't know.
No,
I put
him on the next one. We'll put him on the next one. I mean, hey, this is Andor's going up to Rogue One, and if they're doing all this stuff, it wouldn't be out of pocket. That's what I'm saying. Like seeing Vader in like a 3-second scene, Easter egg type thing where he walks in, says something to Tarkin, or says like, "I'll go after the Master" or something like that. I don't think it's out of pocket. That's how I think we should use Vader going forward. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you guys agree or not, but I think that's the perfect use of Vader. It doesn't take too much for whatever the synthetic voice they're going to use to do. And it's great. I just don't think we need Obi-Wan again. Let's put it that way. That's not what we need. That is 100% not what we need. So, all right, what's next?
So, here's just a little article about the
how tall do y'all think BK is? Probably 4'2", 4'1", somewhere around there. What? I'm just imagining who this dude is in my life. He's got to weigh 60 pounds wet, right? Got to weigh 60 pounds wet.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't now. You interrupted my thought process. Sorry. I'm not the sharpest as I have been.
The sweet reason why Andor actor didn't take Star Wars props from sets. Why?
Oh, because she kind of hopes they end up in a museum one day so she can say, like, yeah, that was mine, as opposed to it being in her house, kind of thing.
That's cool.
You know, if you take it, then you can donate it to the museum, right?
I know.
You do know the odds of it getting stolen sometime between now and then, if your intention is to keep it like an artifact, she probably should have taken it.
I know. It's just but again, that's the reason, she said.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too bright.
Whatever.
She was one of the best parts of Andor.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the whole thing was great.
So, rumor.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
Dang it. I was going to try to fill the blank. When did debuts on Ahsoka may include a surprise cameo from... Is this going to be a surprise? How's this a surprise?
I don't know.
Who cares?
That's why I didn't really care all that much and build it up, because
this is another one. Was Luke's fucking great scene in Mandalorian
but it
on
makes
that fucking
sense
planet?
for him being in Ahsoka because he was in Book of Boba Fett. Come on, it makes sense.
Why? Just because he was in one place doesn't mean he has to.
But that's what I'm saying. Was that what he did in Book of Boba Fett? Was that such a great I mean, that's another one where they should have just used him more sparingly, because I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. I can tell you this.
I forgot it was Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was Mandalorian. That's how fucking bad that shit was.
Look,
I mean, that's literally how bad that shit is. And I covered that shit. Like, what am I doing?
I could see them doing a Luke series on Disney Plus before Vader series, because there's so much more Luke. This is the time where Luke does all this stuff. You need there's gonna be Luke.
We don't need a Luke thing either. No, we do not.
I mean, I think Dom's right. I think they could do it, and they might do it because they're bringing a lot of money. But that doesn't mean it.
I mean, I don't think we need to do that.
That first scene that we got between the two was clearly not their first meeting. So there is room if they want to explore that first meeting. I don't think they need to, but they could theoretically explore that first meeting between the two. And that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm talking to Sleepy to see if I'm going to go Baltar or not.
Look, it makes sense because she's a Jedi and he's look, we need her backstory more than anything else. What happened when she came out of the time was it?
We do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care about Luke because I want, isn't this the point? They promised us now for years we're moving away from the Skywalker. And I know that she's kind of, she is associated with it, but it was supposed to be, that's more what they've done in the last year and two about it. But let's go on. Give us the Ahsoka story. Give us the Thrawn. How long do I have to wait for the fucking Thrawn story? How long?
Oh, I think you're gonna be waiting for a while. I think they're gonna drag that out personally. But
give it to us.
I think they're gonna pick up
before. Fuck giving us Vader again or Luke. Give us fucking Thrawn. Give us Ezra. You promised us this shit.
They're gonna pick up Ahsoka before Mando, right? They're gonna pick up Ahsoka at the end of this movie number 6, and I think you'll get there. But I could easily see them going back and getting to that first meeting between the two. As part of that.
Yeah, I guess whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what's going on, JJ?
Hey, Dwayne Scott. What's up, JJ?
As we run through your news,
we'll run through your news.
And fumble our way through it.
News this week was rough.
Yeah, good point.
Slim Pickens.
Hey, what's up, Wookie? Keep going. I'm saying hi to everybody. Next.
All right. The next bit is these
DK's great tonight. He's fucking hilarious. Keep going.
Dude's making lightsabers.
Yeah. Pro Sabers or Sabers Pro or something was the name of it. I don't remember now. Yeah, I don't know. What does everybody think of these things? Does anybody buy them? Like these third party super fancy
example.
I know people that do. Most of them cosplay.
Yeah, well, that's what
and
the point.
Love them. And by the way, they're amazing. When you think about, this is part of the problem. When you think that the what is it, the DK series or whatever, what the hell do they call that series now? The more expensive FX, yeah, the FX
Force FX.
Yeah, Force FX. Those things are almost getting up to whether they're over $200, they're almost getting to $250, right? Aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, they're
expensive.
Roll them out.
They're up there now.
I mean, compared to the shit that these custom people are doing, I don't know for this one exactly, but some of the other ones that I do know that do custom sabers, the custom sabers were only costing $400, $500 at most. For $400, $500 for the saber that you get compared to the, what FX is doing out there. I mean, FX is nice, but it ain't that fucking nice.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. These had I forget what they call it, like the drag burn. Like if you drag it along the wall or the floor, like it makes the saber sound of like it's burning it.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I mean, they have cheap ones too, like 90. Like I got
quite a range.
A $90 one. She enjoyed that.
Apparently, they got like a round of funding and everything. It's kind of crazy.
No, I mean, like I
don't know from who.
Once again, like I mean, if the FX is, if I find them for like 120 or under, I'll buy them because I think that's their worth is between 90 and 120. I mean, that's just what the value is to me. But
so that means Galaxy's Edge's lightsabers are the cheapest value now, if you get them.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a blade though.
Yeah.
I think they charge you extra for the blade. But yeah.
Extra for the blade. So.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, still definitely interesting.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, you should be getting something in the mail here soon. All right. I made my.
And Andor season 2 gets a director, I guess, added to the roster.
Yeah. No real casting news this week, so this is about it.
Cool.
New director added. So.
Okay.
Also,
I don't know. I just like.
I didn't watch Yellow Jackets, so I don't. I've heard it's good, but
I've heard it's good.
Didn't watch it.
But they're spreading this throughout Galaxy's Edge, so they're kind of
Well, like the Mandalorian and Grogu are coming, and they're adding bounty hunter stuff all.
Do you hope with wait? I want to just go back to the direction of Andor real quickly. Do you hope for season 2 that they keep most of the same stuff going on as far as writer and overall director is? Just because
I think Tony Gilroy or what I think is still the showrunner. I think he's doing both seasons. Mm-hmm. So this would be like when they bring like Bryce Dallas Howard or like they did for Mandalorian. But yeah,
that's what I was gonna point that I was gonna bring up was the Mandalorian, because like some of the Mandalorian stuff I think in season 2 kind of fluttered. I mean, I know it was a lot. It seemed we were actually talking about this off air. Wayseeker, like it was more content in Mandalorian, and I know that some fans didn't like that in season 1. It wasn't as popular than season 2 when it was a lot more, fanfare, I guess. But like, I kind of like the direction of Mandalorian season 1, maybe a little bit more than Mandalorian season 2. So I'm kind of worried, like with Andor 2, even though we know the outline for it and the end game, that hopefully like they don't do the.
But I can honestly say about this, there might be more fan service in the second season than the first season.
Well, don't forget your showrunner's the same, and he was the one against the fan service. So.
I don't think so. I mean,
What's up, Brian?
The nice thing about season 2 is like it's going to be 3 episode blocks per year, right? So this one is all taking place in 1 year, and we know that there's 12 episodes, and 3 episodes is a year, and they're going through the next 4 years that way. So I'm guessing like Cleveland's just going to get a block, whatever block. Maybe it's your 4, 3, 2, or 1, and just get those 3 episodes, and they can kind of tell their own story and not have to fit in with their directing styles or everybody else that way. So it might fit better than Mando just by how it is set up for season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It's as long as they're doing it like in chunks that are like arcs, so we're getting like 3-episode stories and not. Because I think that's part of the problem with Mando too is they went away from like more the one-off episodes of the bounty of the week kind of thing to now we're building towards some larger story with Grogu and that. I think that was the difference, at least for me, in the Mando seasons.
Well, they'll give it some time because the fall of 2024 we can expect Andor season 2. So
yep, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, we're getting how many episodes are we getting on this again? Is it 12 or 16?
12 again.
12. I mean, that's a shit ton of episodes.
Yeah,
and 9 left.
And it takes them 2 years. It takes them 2 years to do it right, and so do it right.
Yeah, do it right. Yeah, agreed. Do it right. All right, we can move along. That's cool.
Yeah,
sorry,
we got solid 2 months left.
Just had to ask that question real quickly. Batuba, yep, they're bringing them in. Are we adding anything onto this besides this, or
there wasn't much to add on? But I imagine this is like leading up to more because they added Mando and Grogu and all the like. I imagine this is leading up to adding more bounty hunter characters. I would imagine to the Galaxy's Edge staple of characters.
That's cool.
There's an interesting little thing. I was reading a preview, and it really did seem like they were giving a. I'll probably talk about it later, but it did seem like maybe we're getting a Bosk post First Order, which would be interesting. Which would be interesting. I'm just putting that out there. I mean, I'm not saying anything. Go buy a book or whatever. I'm just saying, like, that'd be cool.
It'd be kind of
I told Ryan. All you missed was I told BK that he need to leave the closet if he ever wanted to see me, but he just won't come out. So
it'd be kind of cool if they put the Dr. Aphra and the droids at Galaxy's Edge.
What's that?
I was saying Dr. Aphra.
Not really bounty hunters, but
you know what'd be cool if they did to Dr. Aphra is if they did like you guys are all probably around the same age. Like a lot of museums around the time would have like dinosaur digs. Like you'd have like a dinosaur. Like dinosaurs were really big when we were all younger. Correct? Yes, we're all gonna say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, they did the dinosaur dig things at the museum. Like it would be a special thing during the summertime or spring or whatever. Wouldn't it be cool if we did like an Aphra like bounty, like an Aphra like artifact hunt, kind of like the dinosaur digs?
I think I'd be like the Indiana Jones where you switch off the.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying for like Galaxy's Edge.
Boulder rolls at you.
That one I'd actually fucking wait in line for. You know what I mean? Like I would wait in line for that.
That'd be kind of cool though.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Well, speaking of the park, what?
So
Resistance won something.
Yeah, one of the golden ticket awards are like the awards for best amusement park fair and rides and things like that. So, yeah, apparently it and the Galaxy's Edge ride, or sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy ride, both took home awards. Which I have not ridden either one of them, so I don't know. But
me either.
Apparently, good enough to win an award.
Yeah, is there any? Whatever. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, this next one I'm going to leave for you, JJ, to explain because I kind of got it, but I was like, eh.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought this was fun to include. So Adrian Dunbar was set to play. I don't remember who he was playing.
He said he was playing some character named Bail Organa.
Bail Organa, that's right. But yeah, he was set to play Bail Organa, I guess, in Phantom Menace, and like he had to do the role with like an American accent. And I guess his American accent was so bad that Liam Neeson basically trolled him off camera so hard that they cut his role.
Ooh,
yeah,
from the movie.
You can't let him do that to you.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of how the article read. It was it was. It was like, man, that American accent's terrible.
It's a bizarrely short article.
Who is this guy? Who's Dunbar?
Adrian. Yeah, apparently he's an Irish actor. Adrian Dunbar. It was from an Irish newspaper thing, so I don't know.
Yeah. We're digging for news.
Apparently, he was supposed to be the original Bail Organa in the prequels.
Yeah, I can't see it. Can't see it.
I don't know.
I think they did a good job.
What, with Jimmy Smits?
Yeah,
I like Jimmy Smits.
All right, here I have some of them. I didn't do all 10.
Yeah,
but we have some of the concept art.
Yeah, so this leaked out, I guess, this last week. Some of the concept art from what would have been Duel of the Fates.
This picture alone just looked better than everything they did.
Trevorrow's.
Yeah, some cool looking stuff.
It looks very like McQuarrie, like with like
once again, I liked Colin Trevorrow shit, but it was also there's some
bizarre
shit ass crazy stuff in here. Okay,
Chewie choking on a Knight of Ren.
That's cool.
Yep.
You know, Chewie dies in this one, Dom.
Yes, he does.
In the Trevor
different,
very Vader-esque Kylo Ren scene.
Yeah, Vader's skull looking like mask.
Yep, that was kind of cool because it was that. I mean, that was like the canon fan service they were doing. Oh, yep.
The whatever version of Snoke Palpatine that was supposed to be.
That's way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yep. What we got.
He had some different powers, like sucking life out of things. I think it was
life force. Sucking life force power. Whatever you call it.
And then there was this whole slide with him and Rey facing. It did look cool, but I just left it out because I didn't want to have the whole deck in there. But I did add this last one with we're gonna get a whole bunch of Force Ghosts.
Still Force Ghosts. Yeah,
there's gonna be a whole shit ton of Force Ghosts. There was cool things he did, and then there was shit that he fucking went ape shit like way the fuck overboard on, and you're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this doesn't like. At one point he was gonna have like the Ewok party Kumanya, but with like every fucking Jedi Force Ghost ever, dude. Like, is that
which
really
they kind of did? They did that in the Rise of the Skywalker, except for it was voices instead of ghosts. But yeah.
You can see him in the background.
He's gonna have the whole table, the whole council, every council ever.
But you can see him right here in the background behind Yoda. Like,
oh yeah.
Right?
I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at
they're kind of out there, but
there's been no more.
You can see the robes and the
cone head right there.
Big cone head,
Moondy's cone head.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no. So like, I mean, that's the shit where you're like, that. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that doesn't even.
Oh wait, this kind of looks like a dog.
And like how he explained it, and like I will tell you this: Finding Exegol was way better under Trevorrow. It was way fucking better under Trevorrow because you know how they had like. Well, now we have it.
You didn't need a Goonie knife to find the.
No. It was kind of like you were doing stuff like. It was kind of like you were like finding Sith people, but they weren't, or people that at least were touched with the dark side of the Force, and you were doing that type of thing instead of having to go and do a Goonie knife that some idiot dropped in the sand. But I mean, I just liked it better. It's kind of like when Rebels was going out and they were seeing like either neutral people or at least Force, good Force, light Force users and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool. Well, once again, he even took that shit too far. So, I mean, then again, I mean, that's why they caught him. So, because he could never finish it because he kept he's kind of like R.R. Martin, like his script at points would keep going and then you'd have to keep going. And then he added one or two more things. And you're like, holy shit, dude. Like, you can't just keep adding. At one point, you have to stop. Like, you just. It
would have been endless delays.
Yeah, and it would be gone for fucking ever, man. So.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just picked up this article because interesting point of discussion. I'm sure we'll talk maybe more about it in the review portion. But like a lot of people out there, at least that aren't deep into the other Star Wars lore, have been like, I can't believe they did these adult type theme things on a Star Wars show and all that. Yeah, but this was a good article, I think on Screen Rant actually, talking about like all the like other aspects of Star Wars, like novels and comics and things like that do explore these adult, quote unquote, adult type themes.
Yeah, brothels and booty calls.
Mm-hmm. That was a great booty call right there.
Huh?
It's a booty call on Andor. Nice.
Yeah, this is just nice. I don't know. He posted this, I guess.
Like, why did we put this one in here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks for
nice gesture that he thanked everybody for watching on the premiere day. And was basically humble about it and not like braggart about.
Or saying I'm never gonna come back to Star Wars again, or everybody hates me, or all.
It's nice to see a Star Wars actor that just takes everything in stride and thanks the fans instead of like.
Yeah, it doesn't go like,
like
hey,
to see
listen.
a Star Wars show doing great, just like this.
Yeah. There's all these Star Wars. I can't get clicks on my YouTube thing whenever I talk about Endor because there's no like rumors that I can make up and stuff. So
or the show people are like, oh, my political views they didn't respect, so I'm gonna get myself fired or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, good job, man.
All right, one last one.
Yeah, I don't know if Dom was going to mention this or not, so I put it in the news. But
I just put it in. Yeah, PostCon coming next week.
Yep.
Next Saturday. Next Friday, Saturday.
And they're going to have a big Star Wars panel.
October.
So we all look forward to the next next funding project like the Rancor that'll fail horribly.
Right. I assume Dom. Actually, me and Dom were going to go over one. We just never hooked up for it for one of the other projects that was successful. But I assume on MC on the mail call, you guys are going to cover the other stuff besides Star Wars on this Pulse time, correct?
Yeah, we got.
Very good. Very good.
Definitely Ghost Rider stuff. It's interesting.
Oh. All right. What do we got next?
That's it.
Oh, listen, one more piece of news. Gotta wish Mark Hamill a very happy 71st birthday. It's birthday today.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get him anything.
Happy birthday, I guess. All right. Good
Birthday,
job.
Mark Hamill. Thank you for bringing Luke Skywalker to life.
I'll send him a card in the mail.
There you go.
Ruben
AOA, I'm 5'11", just in case you were wondering. Apparently.
Ruben had a nice post on Instagram with pictures of him and Mark together, so it's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
All right. Did you get to pull up his toys? I'm going to do comics first, and then we'll get to his toys. No, Pete?
You said you were going to do them.
I couldn't do it. It says I have too many slides up, bro. I'm sharing too much stuff. It's a 2-slide thing, Pete. Oh, good Lord. All right. Hyperspace Stories number 2. Thinking about stuff too hard to do.
But I have
Wayseeker, here. Give us a review, because I'm done with this fucking book.
I think I'm the only one that actually read this book.
No. I don't even.
Anybody else actually get to this one?
I didn't even cut fucking slides for this.
This came out this week?
It did, but you can't find it anywhere. I think it got delayed in.
So I got my books and I didn't get this book.
I think it got delayed, and so there's not very many people had it. So I had to watch a really interesting YouTube reading of this.
So I don't know if it plays into it at all as far as like where it gets shipped and what, but they switched to Kingdom Random House.
They did
exclusively now. So
yep. All right.
I don't know
this one.
Yep.
This one was not really good. The art is really odd. Like if you take a look at this book, like the art,
it's like a manga style art in it, like a poorly drawn manga style art.
It looked like any of the characters, and that was really disturbing. But basically, this is a story that takes place after the destruction of the Death Star. These stories don't really relate to one another. Luke and Leia go to some planet, which I don't think we've encountered. At least I don't think I remember. It's called Bonus. They're looking for a new base for the rebels. They don't think there's going to be any, Empire there. And when they get there, the Empire is everywhere. So they have to go hiding from the Empire. The Empire, of course, is mining something on the planet like they do on every planet. I wish they would do something else as Empire on the planet, but they're mining on this planet. And so when they're hiding, they're trying to get away from the Empire. Basically what happens is they go to a salvage goods store and hide out at the salvage goods store. And most of a good portion of the story just takes place in the salvage goods store. We find out Luke and Leia just having conversations about their home planets, and Leia's missing Alderaan, and she sees a Wookiee teddy bear that reminds her of a teddy bear that she once had as a kid that brings her back and gives her all the feels, I guess, and asks Luke about his home planet and what that was like. And he's like, sand and suns, and didn't seem like he had much to do. So the storekeeper there doesn't want to get involved, doesn't want to play sides. But basically Luke says you got to play sides, and
he's neutral.
Yeah, you can't be neutral. So
he's Switzerland, the Star Wars universe.
The person just stop wasting. I know it is something. Basically helps them get away, and able to say that this isn't a planet for them to call their base, and they both escape the planet with some shit.
And I think after the preview, nobody fucking ordered this book because they were like, there's no way we're making you guys read.
This book is gonna be worth a lot of money. Watch.
Yeah, it was a story.
It was a story. Very good. That's
about all I can say about that one. And if you like Wookiees, Wookiee, you can have the Wookiee doll. Again, we had that Leia thing.
You guys think that's strange? Like, in the movies, like we were like told, like, oh, like a Wookiee can rip your arm off, and he can be like violent and go over the edge, and then like all of a sudden it's like, hey, look, Wookiee bear doll, thanks.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So like Dark Horse's first like series is, I mean, arguably right now, if I had a ranking compared to the start of if I had a ranking against IDW and the start of IDW, I'd have to say that IDW doesn't have much of a curve, but they have a small bit ahead of what they're doing over there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to like. I'm not going to pick him up, I don't think. But actually, I think it's still on my pull. I don't think I took it off. I think it's just sitting there at the comic shop right now. But but like, I want to give it a little bit of leeway and run just because it's all ages and like, hopefully it gets up to speed once like this Luke and Leia arc is out of the way. But for the love of God, like in these all ages books, stop it with the Luke and Leia arcs.
Yeah.
Like, can we get an all ages book that doesn't have a Luke and Leia arc?
We'll I think that's part later, but like. The next one's Poe and Finn. Like,
oh no, hey, Waysinger, don't ruin what's later on in the show. But yeah,
like, can we get into it? Can we have some? I get there needs to be like.
What? Hey, you know what? Why don't you do a fucking
like? How do you go from Luke and Leia to Poe and Finn? Like, just
and if why is it always be like a bad buddy cop movie? Like, can't it just be a story about one person?
If you could do like a completely Wookiee thing or an Ewok thing or a I don't know, a speeder bike. I honestly, if they gave us the speeder bike kids, I think it'd be more interesting than what they're giving us.
Yeah. Like if you want to be like kid friendly, like give me like a Wicket story or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Wicket story. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Tyler, why didn't you add that to news about Tyler Christensen's big surprise? Wicket's going to be on the cover.
It's not really news. It's just he's exclusive. He does one like every 2 months.
Talking about it's so stupid.
He's going to be on the cover of a comic that's come out like 4 months ago. That's the other thing that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. His exclusives are always behind. Like they're always like.
All right, Darth Vader 27.
6 issues behind for some reason.
Dom, go ahead.
Well, the Darth Bane in the cover, the first cover appearance of Darth Bane in the armor, but where I went and got my book, no one knows who he really is. It was kind of funny. They had a stack of them.
There was actually the A cover was gone when I went, but there was 3 of the Banes left.
There was a bunch of them left. Like I got 3 copies, so I kind of thought it was going to be good.
Or maybe it's because nobody likes Samurai Darth Bane.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows? All right, let's get into it really quickly. Oh shoot, can't even pop that up right. There we go. Okay, so Kickster or whatever.
Big Trouble in Little China book.
All right, this is just ridiculous. Vader, of course, didn't die. We're going back. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. But he has to go kill the governor's weapon. Doesn't that look almost like the Cobra Dome from G.I. Joe?
Yes.
Remember they had the toy,
the
Cobra Dome? Yeah. Anyways, Vader goes, go ahead, hit it with the Star Destroyer blaster. He does, and oh no, it didn't do anything to the Cobra Dome. What are we gonna do? I don't know. We got to send people in there, but it kills anything organic. Okay, well, let's send in Vader and the droid. And then they have to ask, like, is he organic life or energy? I don't know. How's he going to go through there? I don't know, but everybody else run to the forest real quickly. Oh, look at this idiot Vader. He's going to die. He's got to have something organic in it. And they go, he's not dead yet. He's armored. Maybe we should hit him. He can't breathe. That's what's going to end up killing him, blah, blah, blah. He says now. And then all of a sudden, the broken droid that's not broken shoots his lightsaber that ignites into the bottom of the Cobra base or whatever, the governor's little ship thing. So Vader doesn't die. And then Vader decides to call his lightsaber back, which ends up tearing a hole underneath the whole thing. Okay.
Apparently it's the Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor.
Right. It is. It's the hammer of Thor.
You got Iron Man armor too now?
Yeah, but this is pretty weird.
Yeah, so that was gonna get into this. So then she gets into a mech costume because she's like, everybody's like, we gotta get you out of here. She's like, nah, don't worry about it. I'll be okay. Not this time. This time I'm staying and I'm meching up. And she mechs up, but then she needs to be power charged. So they plugged her into the Cobra base that already got
short.
Yeah, that they already shorted out. So that didn't make a ton of sense. But this is Jedi's
they
favorite.
Told her, like it's not a good idea, but she's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, so then really have to work that into the story. Let me hop in my suit. Hold on, we gotta charge it.
Yeah.
Like if she would have just got in and started flying away, would we have said charge it?
Portable batteries don't exist in the galaxy.
This is the closest you're gonna get to Iron Man versus Darth Vader.
Right. Okay.
Why is there no helmet? Like,
yeah,
no like huge mech suit.
There is a helmet. Like it was in the original.
Exposed to your head.
She's just like walking around without it.
I think there is a helmet. She just walked, and at one point, that's too. At one point, she throws down her gun also. So like, she's got the super blaster, but after she uses it like once or twice, she kind of just maybe a break. I don't know what's going on here. She takes off though, like Iron Man, and then the whole building comes down on Vader. She's like, "That's gonna kill him." And then Padme's like, "No, is he dead? No, well, Sabe." She goes, "Padme wanted me to save him, so should I save him? I guess I'm gonna save him one last time because there's probably some good in it because Padme said there was." I mean, how many times do we have to have flashbacks though?
And how many times does Vader have to lose like half of his helmet? Like
the eye part of his helmet, you mean?
Yeah, like
all the time.
Yeah.
But look at that.
What if they just like make it out of like something indestructible?
So like Vader, this comic, we can get to the last scene here, but Vader like almost dies at the end of the last comic. They think he's dead. Here he almost dies. Like how many times is Vader almost dying to be like, we got it. Like you need to do something other than almost kill Vader in every comic.
Yeah. I mean that's his been getting old. Well, the data card.
He's like
it's
like Dragon Ball Z. Is like Goku. It comes back stronger every time.
And by the way, this is also an old trope of this series right now too. Guess who was behind the governor trying to kill Vader?
The Emperor.
The Emperor. Yep. Okay, the Emperor was. Why are you smiling, Sabe? Because whatever. Maybe this time you'll be good, and that's obviously
he's gonna put a lightsaber in an eye.
Not the case. Okay. Mando 3. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna go with the whatever.
Remember when I didn't read this book because I already know the story?
Werner Herzog's here. We got their armor again. We got the other dude.
Oh my God, Dr. Pershing looks funny. Look at his eyes.
Dr. Pershing. He looks terrible. No, I did some close-ups of him later. Just wait. Yeah. Okay. Grief looks weird. We do get first appearance of his parents in the back too. Yeah. A bunch of the little guys. We all know the story, right? Does anybody not know the story?
We know.
Look right here. So look at the middle panel. Look at Dr. Pershing. Oh my God! Like, what the heck is going on?
Hey, the artwork is not that
we already know the story. We already seen the story in a superior format than this. Like, this is not making.
I mean, okay, hold on. I did think the middle panel when all the Mandalorians were popping out was pretty cool. The splash page at the end here.
It's not a bad book, but the problem is, like I said, we already know the story, and the issue comes like I like it when the adaptations, like they do for the novels, sometimes they work different stuff in.
Yeah,
this so far has not worked hardly anything different.
Nothing at all.
It's just the storyboards for the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it literally seems that way.
That's what it is. So that's as much as I did on the review on that. Just so you got to see the first appearance of the characters that first appeared. Which what the fuck? Who cares? And you got to see whatever this is.
Oh yeah, the Mandalorian save him. Yeah, we get it. Blah blah blah.
But I like the splash. Once again, like the splash panel. Like the splash panel. Kind of cool.
All right.
What do we got next week? We've got 26 and
Second Prince.
Second Prince. Yeah.
All about the Second Prince.
I mean, I just don't even understand. Like we get this. We've been talking about it for a while, and it's kind of like. I know people have built their content on going to multiple platforms to try to push books. I mean, books that they don't even invest in, books that they have but like this is just getting to a point where it's like, why at this point they could be doing better stuff than doing a second print for 26 and not wasting the money, time, or effort on it, right? Because
I don't think Marvel doesn't care. It's money in the bank for them.
Yeah, they don't care.
I know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like we could have their resources spent on better stuff than this. Like, because we could have them about quality stuff and the actual quality storytelling. Like Dr. Aphra's pretty quality, but it's about to get a pump this week, which will probably ruin the quality because it's not.
Wait a minute. Now, are you conflating what they're doing as the secondary market versus what Marvel's doing? Are you saying like Marvel's? I don't think Marvel's using that many resources in this.
I don't think they are
firing the printer back up.
Yeah, no. Well, they are. No. How it works, they are to fire a printer back up to get that. It does cause a little bit of a, but it also causes them it also
not like they're pulling or anything to work on it.
It also causes them a false narrative, right? They're thinking that 26 is popular because it's good story writing or good whatever, and it was okay. But that next book 27. Proved that
I don't even know that it's not. I think they just do it because it sells. I don't think they think that it's good writing or anything.
No. But what he's saying
I'm telling you that if it sells out, they're saying, hey, there's something here to this. People love this. That's why it's sold out. It's a direct relationship. So then they're like, cool, we'll give them more of this crap. And it's like, well, I don't think does anybody want 26? I mean, 26, because we saw 27 and 28, we found out that what we were predicting that none of 26 isn't relevant. Really turned out to be not relevant in 27. and it's going to be less relevant in 28 and 29. So, like, why would there be a 26? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would there be a 26? Like,
well, if you're a completionist, you'll get these books. If you don't want them, you don't really have to get them.
That shit's on the, but it's just dumb. It all shits on the market. I mean, like overall, I'm not talking about the resale market. I'm talking about as in the producing good fucking. We can't complain about content of the shit that they're putting in these books if we keep buying horse shit like these two things.
I don't think it matters. I think you're conflating two different things there a little bit.
I don't think I am. If it sells out, they think they're doing a good job. That is their response. You don't think when they sell out, they think they're doing a good job, JJ?
No. I mean, they put writers on the things they want to seemingly put writers on. Like, I don't see them like give anybody a promotion because, hey, like, you know, it's not like I think they run it differently on the Star Wars side of things than they do in the Marvel comics, like the rest of the Marvel comics. Like, it's not like Donnie Cates is like coming in here like, oh, hey, like you know, he did really good on this book. Let's put him on this book.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't seem to do that for Star Wars, so I don't know.
You don't think they?
I don't know if that's because of Lucasfilm. I don't know why.
You don't think they do? They do. They did it with Soul forever. They also did it with Scott.
Well, they put Soul on all kinds of books because he's one of the Star Wars writers. Like, but has Soul stuff sold out and gone? I mean, I think they do these second prints before the shit even sells out.
Yep, I don't think they did for this one.
No, they don't, and not this far. Not this later on.
I think they might.
That's not how that works.
I think Mandalorian they might have had.
When was the second print solicited?
Well, wasn't it last week? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Oh, it was long before that. I've seen this black cover for weeks now.
27 came out before the 26. If they go to a second print before, if they go to the second print quick back to back, like you're saying, the 26 will come out before the next issue. So like the issue.
I just look at it as a way for them to sell a book when there's not a Star Wars book out that week. Like, it's pretty much like, hey, fill the gap with this. Fire up the printing press. This will sell. Like, I don't think they're going that deep and being like, this is great writing. We got to have more.
No. I do think they think it's a success. No, I think they look at the bottom line. And the bottom line, when they see a sheet, they don't look at this as, they look at it went to second printing. That's a success because we're selling out this book. They do. 100%.
I think they're wiser than that. I think they know why these books sell out. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's both, but I think Mando, they had second print from the start. Yeah. And I'm honestly surprised that we didn't get a third print for Mando 1, like just because they could have. Those ones I think are. I think the 26, it just sold out of shops so quickly that they said we need a second print.
Yeah, which is what I was saying. They're looking at the bottom line saying it's sold out, so it could be better. All right, our next book for next week is Han Solo and Chewbacca. 3 different covers, as usual. I mean, this is another one. Do you think that? I mean, the only reason I'm bringing up that last point is because I think Han Solo and Chewbacca is going to go into like 2 years of printing in this because they thought that the first book, because of the Solo dad thing that turned out not to be true, like it sold out. I mean, it did, and it did really well. And it wasn't. That's the reason why it's selling out, not because of good anything. Here's the preview. We're going to get a fight in jail with Chewbacca. Maz is going to be there. Some kid now that they're introducing. We're going to get. Looks like Domino. Looks like who's that other X-Men? The X-Men from X-Force. God, that girl that was in like the Mulligan run. Anyways,
you know who she looks like? She looks like
Meryl
from freaking Sandman.
Either way, she's a 14-year-old that commits a lot of crimes apparently. So there we go. That's where we're getting.
I don't think they're going past 12. I think they're going to cancel. I don't think it's going to make 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I hope it doesn't. Dr. Aphra, we have got another one with a cover that, I mean, I don't know what to say about. There is going to be Mormon, which is a soul thing, which is nice. And Momin, whatever. The helmet. Is that first cover there, Dom?
Yeah, that's first cover.
First cover, yeah.
Okay. Is anybody really going to know who it is?
I don't think
it does is a name on it.
Yeah,
I know, but right? So it's
like,
Darth Vader. So
it's like when obscure athletes do commercials, they got to put the name on there, otherwise I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
I don't think the casual fan's gonna know who. I think the extreme fan's gonna know who this is. You know, just people.
I still don't know who this is as we're talking about it right now.
You know who is? That's the helmet. Oh, I mean, that's a very far callback.
It's like a Mandalorian helmet.
A lot of the Soul books. And then the 8 cover is pretty much a scene that was in another panel.
I actually like that cover. Her holding the bag with all the stuff, the droid, the pit droid.
Oh yeah, the third one isn't that?
The third
What
one's
is that?
nice. I like the third one, but the A is the one that's getting pushed. So
what's that one?
A is the one that's getting pushed right
yeah,
now.
Yeah. Because lights. For some reason, red lightsabers on covers
The
now.
Sith
It's
are
a
coming.
thing. Yeah. Well, we saw that scene. Anyways, here's a preview for it. If you forgot, because some people might, because the one thing I think people forgot if they weren't reading this is like between 23, 22, and 24 are going to be a lot similar, like tell the ending of the story. In 23, they got actually away from Dr. Aphra because Dr. Aphra at this time is fighting the Sith Eternal. She's like, but the Sith Eternal is like inside her head, right? And putting her almost in a dream state. And that's what 22 was about. And that's what 24 was about. But that's not what 23 was about. Because in 24, we pretty much saw this scene already with her on cover A where the Sith all died because of this little paw fan. What's the name of the starts with an M, whatever her name is.
It starts with an M. Yeah.
Man bat.
Yeah, whatever. It's gonna be dead bat after this episode. So okay. But they're gonna get that. So
it's vampy.
But this is one of those books that we, whatever. This is another pump and dump book, so good luck with it. Make sure if you guys are regular readers of this, do not expect to go and just pick it up off the shelf. Make sure you called your LCS and make sure you put it aside. That's our only warning for us. Don't complain.
If you're a regular reader of the book, you should do that anyways.
I know, but some people don't do that, JJ. Some people just don't.
I know, I'm just saying they should. You get it cheaper and you make sure you get it.
Not always.
Well, a lot of shops you get it cheaper. Yeah. If your shop doesn't have an incentive for pre-ordering, that's kind of crappy.
But I think there's a lot of shops around that. That's why people just
but
don't.
The majority of times when you order when you order the incentives, they're already high value already in a lot of places when you order them.
Well, I'm not talking about the incentives. I'm just talking about the book.
Ryan, was it on the cover? Oh, yeah, it was on a cover. It was on a cover. It was on a Vader cover. He was on a Vader cover. You're right. Well, that was his helmet, though. Anyways, whatever.
But the helmet was possessed, so no.
yeah, his helmet was possessed. Yeah, you could. Hey, this is a good story, though. I'm telling you, buy this book. It's a good story. Like Afro, right? I think we will all agree, except for last month's issue of Afro, which was.
I don't know. I have a feeling this might be the one where it kind of jumps the shark a little bit. But
I don't know. They're going to Alice down the rabbit hole here. So
they did that. They did that in 22. They did that in 22, and then it came. The problem
that doesn't mean I want to see it again in 24. And this seems weirder for some reason.
I really wish they would go back to basics with it. Just be an archaeologist.
Like literally, it's like Wayseeker says down the rabbit hole. That's literally what it's like. Like the last panel, this seems like Alice in Wonderland. Like, let me cast you into another memory world.
It's not even your memory world this time. We're going to my memory world.
But I think I want to go back to her finding artifacts, and that's about it.
I mean, that's what she's kind of doing here. It's just a roundabout the artifacts.
Dude, her finding artifacts was like not the part that everybody loved about her arc was with the death droids. By the way, that was her finding death droids most of the time, not even really find the artifacts with her have always been just like a throwaway, right? Like they besides this is the first fucking artifacts. The horns and the heart of the Sith Eternal are the first two artifacts that she's found that are actually have relevant in the ring. Are the only things that she's found that actually has relevance in all of Afra's story arcs. Like in all her, like I can't think of one in her 3 volumes that was as like the artifacts she found wasn't really artifacts. She found the droids; those were important. I got that, but that she was actually acting like she was going to find other artifacts besides the Sith Eternal artifacts. I mean, the rings blew off the one what's his name's hands, but besides that, like what artifact has she found before that is as important as these
path engine or whatever that stuff.
So she's a bad archaeologist.
That was fake.
There you go.
I mean, she stole some jewels that were fake. Also, like I mean, she really like the story of her is just stealing fake shit. Like I mean, so I don't.
Well, isn't it like? Isn't for her? It seems like to me for her, like the archaeologist bit is like I can't think of a good analogy to put it as, but basically it's like her cover for being a scoundrel, more or less.
Yeah. Absolutely, JJ. See, I think the problem is they kept trying to push this narrative that she's Indiana Jones, and I think it's kind of true. Like they don't realize that like Indiana Jones didn't ever actually have to be anything of what he was doing, and with her, she's not actually trying to find any artifacts.
Kind of more like Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
If you played Uncharted.
Yep.
I mean, but yeah, don't buy this book because it has lightsabers on the cover. Like, don't listen to people. Just because it has lightsabers on the cover doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it is.
Like
it is the return of the murder droids, which kind of
again. If you've watched these last couple months, I have really been enjoying the Afra. We can debate it. Obviously, we'll debate it next week. But I've been enjoying the Afra storyline.
Yeah.
So
buy this book because it's a good story. Yeah. Like if you think because it's gonna have lightsabers on the cover, go back to like Vader 11. That's the one that reminds me with like all those people on Exegol with like 40 lightsabers. And that book. What,
well, 20. So this is 24, 22. There was 12 new Sith there. I mean, they all died, but there was actually Sith there. They're dead, but they.
Well, you never knew who they were because you don't even you don't know if they're new or not.
But like, yeah, they're not really. I mean, it looks like one or two, but they're dead. I mean, so what are we doing? I mean, yeah. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't know.
And there could be something cool in this book, but like, buy it because there's something cool in the book. Let's find out what happens on Wednesday when you read the book.
I just hope this isn't the case.
To me, the most interesting part of this series so far is the bringing back of all the cast. Like you've had Colvin return, coming back. Like, I don't really care about Afra's Spark Eternal story of this, to be honest, that much.
I do. I hope the problem. Maybe it's just that I'm hoping too much, right? I hope that the Spark Eternal turns out to finally fucking be something for Afra, kind of like how the droids were, right? The droids are something fucking amazing for Afra. The Spark Eternal, hopefully, it would be a new element that opens the door later. It's not going to have much to do with the Sith. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I want it to be, something. Like there is something that they're looking for when she touched a portion of it. So that means that one of the artifacts back in the day that she's going to have to go back. And maybe it's the rings. Maybe it's not. But like, I hope it does tie in together. The Rings of Power. I hope it ties in together because if it doesn't, then you're right. Then I'll be with JJ and say this is just dog shit. But
I'm not saying that. It's a good. I just say the Afra part of the story is not the more interesting part of the story for me.
But that's all right. I mean, I can understand that side of the point of view too. So, all right. Well, that's next week. So hopefully it's a win. I mean, we need a win. FOC. Do you know that the Sith Sith Eternal thing is going to be it's going to be at least 2 more issues because they're going to do it through this one where she's got to fight back, and then the next one, just because
I like that middle cover. I mean, that one.
Which one? Like. Is it the 45? Which cover?
No, the middle one.
Middle one? Yeah, I think it's cool.
It's like Iron Man versus some other one.
All right, cool. So now we're gonna do down the road for DH. I promise this because we did it for Marvel last week. Here we go with DH. I'm a big fan of Tales from Vader's Castle. I'm a big fan from Tales from Jabba's Palace, Tales from the Bounty Hunter. I'm not quite sure. This is a hardcover that's going to be coming out from DH. It's going to retail for what's the retail on this? $20.
$20. I feel like they made it a hardcover so they could charge me $10 more because it's only 56 pages.
Yeah, it's only 3. Thank you. It's only going to be 3 stories. So I kind of wish if they were going to do a $20 book, they would do it more like instead of like Tales from the Vader's Castle, like a mini version of that. Like I wish they would have done like the old, Tales from Jabba's Palace and Tales from the Bounty Hunters. But we can't get what we want, so we'll take.
Also, why on earth is it like? Why is it November? Normally these are like Halloween type books. Like, we'll put it out in November. It's like the Simpsons Halloween special that occurs after Halloween now.
By the way, it does say Terrifying Tales just in time for Halloween.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Halloween.
By the way, coming out
just like a month later.
So Dark Horse is already behind with shit. So this is what I'm saying about like taking a finer look. And I know it was Marvel earlier, but taking a finer look at maybe what we should be doing. What we should be doing is putting books out on time. Hyperspace Stories, Poe and Finn. Great art here.
Who's excited for this one?
Fast Track to Danger. Dom.
No.
You excited for this one?
Not really.
Please have Ruben in the chat tell me he's excited for this. Please. So we can know he's full of shit.
But you know what? Okay, aside. Poe Dameron and Finn pretty they had a pretty good like buddy cop relationship in the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. Why Sam on this cover though?
It might turn out to be a little fun. Who knows?
Dude.
I mean, I'm going to be the only one that reads this one again. Like, that's how I know. Like, you might.
I'll try to actually pick it up this time.
At least not right away.
It's already really bad, and like, I don't know. So it's on the run for the brutal First Order, Organa, Tass, Finn, and Poe. Poe Finn. What do we have a name?
I mean, what disappoints me is in this like mini series and these like anthology series, like this is to me like the perfect time to explore characters you don't know a lot about.
Right,
and
I agree.
Like we're like Luke and Leia, Poe and Finn. Like, yeah, I got it. I got like 6 movies of these guys.
Like their big thing is to grab supplies for the Resistance because this is like, I mean, that's really going to excite people. You know, like everybody loves it when you get the supply card. Like,
yeah,
yeah. It doesn't. I tried to read one of these to my kid, and the kid's just like, "This isn't interesting."
Yeah, they don't.
That's what it's for.
Oh, Star Wars Train Heist. We've never seen that before. Oh wait,
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to take them up. I'm with Ruben. I'll buy it. I'll read it.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it and read it too. No, Ruben, you're going to. My thing isn't you buy it. My thing is you're going to buy it and say it's awesome. That is not what Wayseeker or myself or anybody else, hopefully on this panel. I hope they do. I hope we do say that, but I doubt that's what's going to happen here. Yeah, reading. Oh, Jedi doesn't even. I thought everybody was raving about Dark Horse Comics and how it was going to be so great. And then we've got number 4. If it can't get worse, we're going to go to Kashyyyk, and we're going
at least this one's a different team, like a Rey and Chewbacca story. At least it's like a team we haven't seen before,
and we might get to see more of Chewie's family finally again.
But yeah, I mean that last Life Day book wasn't that great. So
no, the last Life Day book
we're talking about. There's a party crasher, a vicious bounty hunter dispatched by the First Order. And when you think of Kashyyyk and you think of bounty hunters that go there, I mean, am I wrong to just naturally think or cross my fingers and hope that Bosk shows up?
I think that's likely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of interesting then to have him post First Order. I mean, that's kind of dope. I mean, honestly, if that's what they do, that'd be dope if they do it right.
No, I'm saying
that'd be lump up
to hope that's going to happen because it's not going to be that.
Imagine Jedi's booked up right now.
You guys tell me this isn't happening because I
don't think it's happening there. But
not even book 4 yet. We've only had 2 books of this, and the expectation on this book is so fucking low.
It's going to be a bounty hunter, spider bounty hunter, the guy with the spider.
Yeah, that's why you get at least in 4 you get a different artist team and writer. Yeah. So
who's it going to be down?
So bounty hunter they had one time going after Finn and Poe Dameron was like this big spider-looking dude. Like
when does this come out?
Did he fall off
right before Life Day?
At least this like December. No, see, it's going to be like a blue alien from Avatar from Pandora, so they can tie in with the
there you go. You're right.
Way of water.
I will agree with you.
Where are you from?
I will say this: the detail that they've done in the
big trees on our planet too
is way better than
what's his name? Captain
Jet.
Says
different artists.
Different artists. Yeah,
who's the guy from the hyper space? The Captain. What was his name? The pirate from the original comics, and he was
Crimson Jack.
Yeah, Crimson Jack. Who knows?
With no pants?
Yeah.
No pants.
He has pants. He's got pants now.
Either way, I'm looking forward to this whole thing.
Well,
I don't know. You guys are just making. I'm about to cry at how bad these books are turning out to be. But all right, can we not shit on this book? Hopefully, can we not shit on this book?
I hope not.
November 30th, we're gonna get the one thing that's here is we're getting older. It's the same stuff. Like we're getting the same people to do it, right? He's going to use the same artist eventually,
except interior art. But
yeah, that's what. He's interior art changes, but at least it should be similar. So we already talked about this one, the Sav one. They didn't give the one thing I was asking too, and I'm wondering, and I'm hoping that they do it is at least give us like a 1 for 5 for some of these, because right now there's not even a whisper of a ratio variant. And I know I'm the guy that's always like screw all the variants, but like at least give us like
something.
A 1 in 5.
They don't really do that anymore though.
Really does those.
Yeah. They give us fucking B covers for these fucking hyperspace shit bags.
Oh, they do.
Those are B covers. I don't think they do incentives very much anymore.
I don't think Dark Horse really does incentives.
We haven't even seen a B cover for any of these. So
that's what I'm saying. Like for the main 2 titles, the High Republic and one I'll show you later, they aren't giving us High Republic Adventures. They're not giving us B covers even. Like they're not even mentioning it. They've given us the secondary covers for these.
FOC's in 2 weeks, so we will find out in 2 weeks if there's anything else.
I'm
not expecting at this point.
This is the thing to add on to Wayseeker's points. The other FOCs that they've already had, when they don't have a cover, like for hyperspace and stuff, they've at least laid a blank like to be here. There's no art done yet. Blah blah blah. They haven't done that with this.
Nope.
So
I'm fine if it's just one cover.
Okay.
Just pick a good cover.
I'm not saying like do the whole thing, but I would like to see, like just for the number ones, give us like a 1 in 5 or something.
That's our first appearance, right? The girl on the cover.
No,
it's Sav. What?
Sav, she's been in
yeah.
bunch of stuff.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I remember.
No, you're good. You're good. But it does look like this group we've seen before that Sav's fighting, especially the guy on the left, the girl underneath. So they showed up in a annual. I think it was a Star Wars Adventure annual, not the cover.
So this is the cover art by different cover artists, right? This is the main artist that's doing this.
Interior artist doing the cover.
It makes me a little worried because this cover is not nearly as cool as the previous one.
Yeah, but this artist had. I think Tony had done it before.
I don't know about that.
No, Harvey done it before, or whatever the other.
Harvey was the main artist of the first.
Yeah,
what was that?
IDW.
Harvey was the main artist in the first.
Yeah, but there was that one short arc part where it seemed like where he switched up with 3 artists interior throughout the first, didn't he? Through IDW, if I recall correctly. I know it was at least 2, but I thought it was 2.
But I don't know if this was one of them. It might have been. I don't know.
Well, either way, so undercover on ship full of pirates. They're gonna get some pirates. But after coming face to face with the explosion consequences of her actions, Sav begins to wonder where her loyalties lie. We're gonna see her go to the new or to the Jedi Order and have some new friends.
Yep, and those are all the ganks, right, on the cover. I'm pretty sure.
What's that?
Those are the ganks or whatever they're called from on the cover there.
Yeah, I'm pretty. That's why I think
the failed wannabe Sith.
Some of them. Yep. All right. And then once again, we were talking about the other adventures book, like Quest for the Jedi. This also doesn't. This isn't the final art. Doesn't have a thing. And as Wayseeker pointed out, one of the reasons we're bringing this up is because when was this supposed to come out, Wayseeker?
November
or December.
November. This is
now it got delayed.
This is it's supposed to come at no, it's supposed to be end of October, right? No, end of October. So this is a 4-month delay, 3.5 month delay.
Yeah, 3.5 month delay. So now it's supposed to be coming out February 8th. This is the gray book. This is the one I said I was worried about, and I'm no less worried about it. So
no, 3.5 month delay.
Man in the room.
Problematic.
Drink your Dos Equis.
So I think there's reason to be a little worried. It's a one shot. At least it's a one shot. So if it's bad, it's not going to go on forever.
You're right, Marco.
What?
9, 10, 11. Is that artist Tony Bruno?
Okay.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11. Sure.
Yep. And 12. Sorry, and 12.
There you go. I mean, I don't know their names, but I definitely recognize the art. I mean,
but that was the worst, or not worst, but that was lesser art.
Very fucking bad in it. Yes, I agree. Yeah. So, I understand the needing a break. I'm not saying I don't need a break. I'm just saying like having an extra special cover every once in a while to start off a new series isn't such a bad idea.
No, I hear you, but I don't think they do it. That's the thing.
They do it every once in a while. Yeah. Okay. Even
when's the last Dark Horse incentive you remember?
There's something for hell.
I think they do it for some of their original stuff still, but like the licensed properties, I don't think they do it very much more anymore.
TRP or whatever the hell this shit is. This Megol, this stuff. George Mann has got this book coming out in December 28th. It's a huge dump towards the end of December, I guess, or at least in December. And this is the one we're looking forward to, I guess. I don't
of them all.
Like if they
the nameless.
What's that?
Yeah, and this is what I want to hear. I don't want about the nameless.
Yeah, but I wish they would. Once again, this is why I wish they would have just at least for the one a variant cover for one. I was figuring maybe 2 because it comes over from Disney and Star Wars. That's kind of they would talk them into at least doing a one because I would like to see a cover.
I hope they.
I don't know the nameless on it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they explain at some point how if the Jedi encountered them 150 years in the past. Like nobody seemed to know in phase 1 what that was.
Yeah, right. I agree.
It's really weird to me, like especially like Yoda. Yoda was around then. Like Yoda was on.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's 150 years in Jedi Order terms is not that long.
No,
I agree.
How did Yoda forget something that happened 150 years ago? That's got to get
senile. That's why he forgets about everything.
Yeah, got to get worked out.
Well, I mean, it could be that there was only a couple, and they thought it was it's Sifo Divas type thing. They thought it was a crash landing, and he died there.
Yeah.
But really, something else happened. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, I mean there'd probably be an explanation for it. I just hope they don't leave it hanging out there though.
Oh, I agree. I would agree with that too. Yeah, I mean this one once again. This one scares me also.
I'm not scared about this one. I just, I'm not. I don't have the highest expectations.
I mean, if it turns into like a predator alpha animal thing where it's like the nameless and they're really spending more time explaining why. What's the name of the main nameless guy? The big one. I can't even remember.
The Leveler?
The Leveler. Why the Leveler is like the alpha of all these. I don't know.
What's like the Thing? We get like a McCready and the one dude just sitting there, and then they kind of freeze, and then it comes back decades later.
Hey, Clayton Crane's going to be at Motor City Comic Con. Pete, make sure you get us media passes.
It's too late. You should have asked earlier.
That's all right.
Apparently, he has a book coming out. I don't know if it's real. A Venom cover holding a lightsaber.
Wrong book, by the way.
For what?
I don't think this is the right one, is it? Is it a different
art
book?
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? Yeah, it is.
This is the old one, isn't it?
No, this is just a regular HC. It's on back order, just so people know.
Oh.
It is the old one, publication date. But like, if you guys see these, I was just going to give you something to look at. There's this one for the original one, which has his art in it. For some reason, they put it back up and said that it's on back order now. They also had the Fallen Order LTD. It was just, I mean, I know it says that, but it says that they might come back in stock, which is why I was doing down the road, because it says it's on back order right now. So hopefully they might push them back out if you do, or if you just see this. I just wanted to give people a look. This is a very interesting and very popular book if you see this out there when you're at cons this season. It's the Fallen Order artwork, and it is the limited LTD, so feel free to pick it up if you see it.
There's a second one coming out, isn't there?
There should be. Yeah, there should be. They haven't given anything out on that yet, but I assume since they did an original one, this is like most of the other art books don't usually go to back order. Actually, they just sit on shelves and you never see most. I mean, that's never really a big thing. But
Star Wars video games are popular. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just want to let people. Yeah, that's you guys love it. I know you guys have been talking about it. I want to go out there and put out there how this is a book people should be looking for, and that it is on back order. Which usually, if they instead of saying sold out, they say back order, means that they have a plan to put it back out there too. Even though this came out in 2019. So
right.
What is it?
Yeah,
years ago.
It
about the
makes
same
sense.
time as the game. Yeah.
It makes sense to bring it back out before the next game, comes out in a couple months, so gets back some attention to it. So
there you go. That's just a little bit of I mean, very few people are going to give two shits, but there's a couple of people that will, and they'll be like, very interesting. So want to do that real quickly. Wow, you guys are all in full screen. What do we have next? Dom's Toys. Pete, do we have Dom's Toys yet?
So two things. So basically, you got some more Fig pins coming out. You got a Mace Windu, a Yoda, a General Grievous, a Count Dooku, and a young Ahsoka.
It's very there's Gindie art.
Yeah,
very
Gindie. Clone Wars, I guess for the cartoon.
The answer to Ruben's question is very rare.
and the people just love that cover.
Yeah, they like cover, but
yeah.
And then the Lucas realization, the samurai versions of Boba Fett. They're releasing the Mandalorian Book of Boba Fett with his new armor, which I definitely have to pick this up. I got the other ones.
Oh, dude, I've got.
How many samurai Boba Fett versions can they make?
No. Tom, why the fuck? What's going? Why does he have a monkey claw? What is going on here?
No, well, the whole fact is that it's samurai-ish. He got his gaffy stick, but he has a instead of the cable that shoots out of his thing, he has a claw.
Right, I know, but no.
Is that more ninjas than samurai?
Ninja.
Yeah, no, but he has a blaster like his normal blaster.
I play Ninja Gaiden. I don't know how this works.
Like a normal graphic stick, but then they fucking threw in like a claw.
I don't know.
They try to make it more accessory friendly.
I feel like the gaffy stick's a terrible weapon.
Ruben, that book.
Yeah, it looks like it has an acorn on the end.
Hold on, real quick. I'll address this. That book might have gone up during that, but everything went up during the pandemic and all. That book has always been a book people have been after.
Yeah, and Ruben, no, I don't think people thought she was going to appear. Maybe some people did, but she's
some
dead.
people did.
She was dead before Obi-Wan. So anybody who knew anything about Star Wars knew she wasn't appearing. I think Second Sister is just one of the most interesting Inquisitors and has a really cool look. And there's a lot of cosplay out for
she had a good following.
Yeah, and it's a really cool cover.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is a cool cover. Those were all
unless Darth Vader missed that point blank lightsaber swing. It's pretty much dead.
And no, I don't only post Boba Fett stuff. This is the only Star Wars stuff that came out. There's like really no Star Wars toys. You know, the Andor stuff came out last week. They went for pre-order. Other than that,
it's a slow week for news and toys.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Collectibles are it. Only two things really. I'm waiting for the Throne to come out. They got the Throne coming out with him. They're doing.
I don't know if Joe Doolins is a Hacksaw fan. I am, but I do know that BK is a Hogswalls fan because that's his dad. So, all right.
I mean, really, that's a cheap price. I mean, you can find a steal, but that was.
I mean, it's a 1 in 25, so $30 is incredibly cheap.
Yeah, that book has been 100 to 200 for a year and a half at least.
Was it 100? Well, for a year and a half, sure. But even at like, I think it was when it hit a $50 book, maybe you could have got a copy for 30. But if you were looking for raw 9/8 for a while, I think it's been like a $50 book. To be honest with you.
Also, is it her first and only cover? I don't think he's ever been on the cover of anything else.
That's it.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan also was a really nice guy. Like Jim was a really nice guy. All right, we'll do wrestling on Tax Show, by the way. All right, let's get into where did Pete go? Okay, we're gonna get into Andor Bingo because now that JJ's here, I'm gonna explain how poorly I did on this. First off, I'd like to explain that the generator that we had its own spell check too. And I eventually was just trying to get it ready for the thing. So I stopped going back because it would not let you put in like, do you know how like to spell Tim with 2 M's was frustrating enough. So I finally gave up when it's like, you won't let me just add an extra F and M. I'm done with this. So
can't you just copy and paste? I just don't understand like why you couldn't just like put it in a document and copy and paste it in. Like there's ways to do it this market that you don't have to. You know.
It changed it. It changed.
I think I even said in the chat, like, just put the names in an Excel file and then shuffle them each time and copy paste.
No. I think I cut them out of whoever gave me the names. For most of them, cut them and just threw it in there, and it changed them when I threw it in there. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't think it did.
Randomized people just no.
And I randomized stuff after that. So, but here we go. Dom had card 15. Let's look at what happens with card 15. Now, here's the thing. Deirdre, and this isn't my screw up. Deirdre, what's her last name?
Miro. Whatever.
Miro. I put her down twice. So everybody's going to get a free spot when she shows up. That is probably why this game is going to end up really quickly. So here's Dom's card, number 15. He's got his little cross off. This is just so everybody knows how it plays. By the way, once again, all the members of you who are actual members of the channel, you get the little member icon next to you. Make sure you give us your picks 1 through 30. You're going to get first picks at any card you want. This probably is going to be done by next week. If not, by the 3rd week, it'll be over. So we'll reshuffle after that. We will add some other people into it too. We're not just going to make an exclusive thing for us panel. And for the members, we're going to add in a couple more people after that. But, you know, we've learned our lesson. By the way, anybody else is more than willing to take over the bingo cards. You're more than
Dom, you should be flipping your chair because he didn't even give you credit for Mosk, right?
What?
Yeah.
Right
well,
there.
you missed one there.
You missed one.
Sergeant Lynette Musk.
Oh, sorry. I'll put it in there in the next one.
Still didn't hit, but
yeah, I mean, he's gonna need Saw Gerrero, Sloan, the Wills, and well,
what is the Wills BC? Is that Bays?
You gotta have both. You guys want
Blaze and
it's gotta be both or one or the other.
It's gotta be one or the other, but
one
it can't be like some random person in a red robe walking down the street. It's gotta be either one.
Some blind guy. He just be a blind Asian guy. It's gonna
blind dude walking around. No, it has to be one of those two.
I still remember that scene when they put the hood in his head, the bag. I'm blind.
That's a good line.
Put the thing on his head. The sack.
Yeah, Down your hope is that Palp shows up in the next episode.
The stuff from that movie. Way, here you go. Way.
I do have a question for clarification for future. So, if Cassian's sister shows up as an adult as one of the characters already in there, like, is this like retroactive, or do we just stamp it then?
It's a double.
Okay, it was double. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just look, man. That's why we're running this one, so we can figure out those questions. All right, so here's Wayseeker.
Close.
I just need Mon Moth.
If Mon shows, like, you can win.
I don't know if she's going to show up or not.
I don't.
She's showing up in
the next
episode. We actually have to figure out how we're going to deal with tiebreakers
They're
too.
talking about it already.
There's no prize. Why does it matter what tiebreakers are?
No, because this is the run through. Because believe me, we got to figure out what the tiebreaker is because maybe we'll add a prize in down the road. This is why we're doing this. All right, so Mon is very close. Let's see what happens if she shows up. Wink, wink. Next episode. Okay. Sticks.
You got it. It's always gonna happen.
Sticks. Hey, we're trying to make content here now. Hey. He's close. He's got Akbar. He's got Will B or C, Billy C. It's got to be one of them.
Diagonal there may be a good shot too. Tarkus not out of the question.
He could get it, and like so. If I don't know, maybe if he gets 3, that's what we got to figure out. The tiebreaker. That's what I'm thinking. It should be is if you have more circles on your thing.
Everybody's got the same number of circles though, because all the cards have the same people on it.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. They're just mixed up.
Everybody has the exact same number of circles.
Didn't I put 26 names in it?
What?
I think I put 26 names in.
I don't think you put 26 names.
That's what we need to do next time is put 26 names in. Okay.
We also need to replace DJ.
Oh no, but this is what I was gonna say about the tiebreaker anyway. So how many circles you get in a line? So like if he gets Saw and Tarkin and gets B and C and gets Akbar, he'll have 3, right?
I'll come up with some tiebreaker rules.
3, right?
You're saying the number of bingos, the number of Andors.
Thank you. Number of bingo. All right. Andor, Prince. And Prince is really close too because all he needs to do
get that outside shot with Callister.
He's got that. He's
get one with Deidre.
Yeah. I was originally gonna give what the fight thing was. I was originally gonna give everybody that as the free space because I screwed up with 2 on there. And then I got to his card and was like, shit, dude, he'd win already. So I was like,
so your free space would be in the middle on this card.
See, right? Andor should have been in the middle as the regular.
Yeah, but you can't on those cards. You can't switch it.
I had 15 minutes before the show started to throw all this together on Wednesday. So thanks for all the advice. Now appreciate all the advice post. Once again, that's why we're doing this. Okay, JJ. I think JJ's got a good shot too, doesn't he? Yeah,
I got 2.
Yeah, JJ's gonna win the tiebreaker.
Deirdre and her first name's up there, last name's down there. He gets 2 bingos. It's a double bingo. Maybe that's what we do.
That's the tiebreaker right there.
Huh?
That'll be the tiebreaker.
3 actually if Saul shows up.
Yeah.
Top row.
Yeah. Because of Mon. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, because we all know Mon's showing up. All right. Once again, I said this was going to be over by next week. It's going to be over one way or another by next week. So we can
restart card. Let's see how
we do it again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is why we were
clear the board. Start over again.
Here, Pete. Akbar and B and C, I guess.
Yeah. You get a diagonal there. Bale might show up at some point. You don't know.
Help Saw maybe or K2SO and a sister adult maybe. Bale and Bale. Okay, he's got a couple of
card.
Struggling.
Saw and what's that? Puja? What was that? The middle of the middle, like the second column, middle row.
Palpatine.
Palps. Is that what it says? Palps.
Palps. All right, this is my card.
Well, spell check didn't catch that one, huh?
No, I didn't. No, because I kept trying to put Palpatine. I just gave up eventually. B and C, that's not going to happen. Tarkin, maybe. I put a shit card too.
Second from the bottom row. That's a good one.
Yeah, close. Yeah,
Palpatine, right? You don't know.
Yeah,
does voice count?
No.
Did you just use his voice? It's got to be appearance.
Voice. This is when we put out our grievances. What are we doing here? See what the chat has to say.
Well, yeah, if their voice, they were on the show.
Like I'm talking like hologram, I guess that would be my name.
I would say it counts.
All right. I wrote them on there. Just we didn't have time to redo these. It wasn't. I literally just used it on my finger on the thing to write the names. Lopez, is that what we're asking? Good. Get all our grievances out now. By the way, feel free to help out next time. Instead of saying, "Oh crap, we haven't done that yet." Hey, Andor, R13.
I can't win. This Lopez will get it with Saul.
Yeah, Lopez will get it.
I don't think Saw's going to be the next episode, though.
I know.
I think my
I had my one slim hope.
don't think they said.
Wayseeker got it next week.
They literally said in the description, Dom, you don't have to think. They said she's showing up.
No, they show in the preview, so that 4th episode is going to be with her. So he's got it this week. He's done.
But JJ could get 2 bingos here. Definitely JJ's the winner.
Yeah. No, we don't have to think. We know for a fact she's showing up, but we were trying to build some content.
Suspense. You gotta
All right, Rule. Sith Rule.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got some options.
That's middle row.
Yeah.
A little slow show up. Oh, that'd be crazy. Oh, I forgot to give him Luther, so all he needs is a Palps too.
No, I was middle row too. Could be next week.
I forgot to
Mothra and Marrow.
All right. He can give you a run for your money. This isn't without a pocket. I mean, if you get Palps, oh wow. All right. Fair enough. Good card. And then Jedi John. Look at Jedi Johnson. See that?
Would you type that in?
Yeah, you got a nice little one typed in. Nice little.
That was the last.
We got.
I think I'm
writing for our names, and he gets
do we care about the card number on top, or can I just put their names on like Jedis and put it above the Andor? That's what I was going to ask you. I think we should do it with the Jedi.
It doesn't matter as long as you know that that's their card.
Well, God forbid we don't show everybody transparency, and then somebody can say we're cheating at the game. God forbid, because like we don't really care about it, but we do to create content. Why would we cheat at it? But I'm just saying. I don't want to be accused of cheating again. So I'm trying to do all this so everybody can see full transparency. Bingo card number 22. I guess I didn't copy the whole fucking thing because Jedi's name got erased from it. So that's a good learning curve. Tarkin, BC. What else is he? He's got Sloan there.
Sloan.
If he gets
how old will Sloan be if she's in it? If she's shows up?
She'd be the same age as in the. She'd be just older than she was in the Kanan book.
Younger.
No, Kanan book took place before.
It takes place 5 years
around the same time. It's 5 years out because the rebellion started with Rebels. She shows up in Rebels in the Are you saw? Oh, the book. I'm talking about the TV show.
Yeah, she's in the book. She's in the Rebels or the
right, but it's not, she's around the same age she is in the TV show and in the book.
All right, because this is 5 years before New Hope in Rogue One.
Right.
Okay.
Right, which is what Rebels leads up. I mean, it's Rebels.
Rebels at the same time.
So I mean, what are we talking? We're talking a year and I mean, it's like, what are we talking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? Wait, you know what I'm saying? Isn't that a thing we do here? All right, so that is the mess that is bingo. For all those people that were messed up and was like, oh, I really want to get into it. One of the reasons is we had to demo it out to make sure that we're doing it right. So we'll get it fixed up. There will be a winner. And then after that, once again, members. So people that have like Sticks, Jedi, Joe, make sure you guys get in your number picks to us this week so we know. Sith Rule, just pick a new number, pick the same number. It doesn't matter. Who else do we have? I can't remember who else we have.
Oh, Ronnie.
Ronnie. That goes out for you too, Ronnie.
Tiger Fett.
Okay. Make sure you guys get your picks in. After that, we will be the second roll picks. After that, we will Wheel of Death.
We're missing somebody. I'm still missing somebody. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
We will Wheel of Death for picks, though, after that, out of the people who are in the chat next week. So be here next week if you want to play bingo because we will Wheel of Death you. All right. Now let's get into... Are we getting into Andor?
Andor.
We're moving at a good pace because we still got a lot of content to go through. Okay.
Tommy Longbox.
Tommy Longbox. Perfect. Tommy. How do we forget Tommy? All right. Tommy, get in on it too. All right. Andor, here we go. We're going to go off. We're going to start talking about pretty much Cassian and his two things, kind of how it started out, what we feel about him and everything else. BBY 5, as Dom had said 3 times, that's where this starts. They start on the planet that's got a bunch of hookers on it in tubes, kind of like, the red light district.
Ladies in the night, make it a little bit more decent.
Well, speaking had Huttese, and I thought you weren't supposed to have hooker slaves anymore, Dom, but apparently they have them on Endor. So
it's a brothel that he's in. What do you want? It's a Hey,
I thought you said Star Wars was getting away from it, Dom.
Listen.
Slave Leia, hooker in a tube. There we go. All right, next up. Speaking of hookers and the Lady of the Night, that's what we should call him, right? The Lady of the Night with the interesting flat top comes over, does the hey, what are you looking for? We find out here that Cassian does have a sister. Which, what do you guys think about that? Do you think we need a sister element for him to be?
Well, I have a feeling that it's it's going to be complicated when he does find her. She's probably working for the Empire. That's what I think. It makes a lot of sense too.
Unless he doesn't find her, she's not even there. But she's a madame, not a hooker. You're right. You're right. The other one was she? I don't know if she was.
She's mad. Yeah.
No, she's like the guards of whatever the
madam. That's in charge of the house. The main hooker that's in charge of the house that doesn't hook that much anymore, except for like real special occasions. But
yeah,
not that I would know that what a hooker den's like. But
see, I told you. See,
I don't mind him.
Jedi Johnson did the same thing.
Jedi Johnson said that he didn't even watch the entire first run.
I know, but he said, I told you, like the beginning had that Blade Runner vibe in the beginning.
Because there's rain and it's dark.
Yeah, and there's the spotlights in the sky. Come on, it had that.
I don't think either one of you seen Blade Runner before. All right, well,
your question,
next review on MCM should be on Blade Runner.
Marco, your question about
I've seen Blade Runner many times.
I think it makes sense because they're like, they're changing what,
They were, but we were going to get into that. I went through all these slides so we know exactly where to insert that portion, and we've avoided, once again, looking at the slides ahead of time to help us know.
I'm just saying, you asked a question, so I kind of have a hard time answering your question with like.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. So where you get
the sense of like what planet he's from, all that, and how that changed, and that makes sense with all of that. I don't know, change in the story and how they altered it to have some sort of tie to the planet that they introduced.
So they could pull it back to him later on. That's kind of cool. So you could get the two creepy guys. That's a terrible mustache. Don't ever trust anybody with a mustache like that. Obviously, they try to force him up. I heard some people had a problem with this fight scene. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was good. I liked it. It was like a realistic fight scene. Basically, it's like no superpowers, no nothing.
Like I don't.
How'd the guy die though? Like really?
He slipped and hit his head.
Even with that, no, hey,
no, wait,
Way Seeker, I've seen some crazy shit before. Like when you're doing some of this shit, like it ain't.
No. This is Star Wars. Like nobody dies easily. Like,
well, listen, he slipped. It's raining out. He slipped on the metal grates.
That's what we're gonna live and die on. This is what we're gonna. I thought it was better when he actually looked the guy in the eye. He's like, "Save me, save me, save me, please save me!" And the dude just Stone Cold shoots him. This was a great
Stone Cold shoots this guy.
Why are people great? I just didn't buy the other guy being dead.
The Adam's apple and died. Like I don't get that. I mean, if you hit a guy in an Adam's apple and he falls back, maybe he cracks his head, maybe the Adam's apple. I don't care. I thought it was still good. It was a good way to go. They didn't have to get that deep into it. Why did we have to get that deep into it?
Just look how you shoot this guy. He's like, "We'll go in. It's an accident. Fuck you, boom. I'm taking you out."
Exactly, Sticks. It was a banana peel death. Come on.
Anyway,
like Die Hard when they tumble down the stairs and
his neck. Does anybody question that? No. So then they did the flashback. JJ, did you have any problems with the flashbacks, or is this how you like the flashbacks?
I mean, they were better done than Book of Boba Fett, where it's not like the entire episode is a flashback, but like I didn't know that there was a lot of point to it, especially the early ones. Like I expected some of it, so I guess maybe that helped because I knew we're gonna get Andor's origins, right. And those would have to be a flashback because I knew he's not a kid at the start of the series. Sure. But like to a degree, like I don't understand like why we had to see there's his parents adopt him. Like I already knew that she was his adopted mother before the flashback. Like so, I don't know.
Just got
it seemed like it kind of messed with the pacing and made it a little more disjointed than it needed to be. But I didn't have a huge problem with it.
I don't know. I think they did the flashback so a couple points, and they'll probably play on later on. But we got
more to the flight thing.
Did you mind Did you mind the what was this? The kid. It was a combination.
It's like the kids from like Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, Thunderdome. Yeah.
Also, Lord of the Flies type of field.
Almost Lord of the Flies. Cool. Yeah. And these are separatists that crashed on the planet. They're fighting the separatists with the yellow skin.
Well, did you see when the ship went down? there was like a yellow mist coming out of the ship when it went down.
They did. That could be airlocks or that could be poison. Right. Mm-hmm. But when they tested it, when the other people came through and tested it, I think part of the reason why they did some of that, JJ, was for this, so that you could show the mining. And the mining was,
disaster.
What?
It destroyed his planet. Yeah, I get
it. Right. But the mining happened by either it was not the Imperials, because like everybody's always like the Imperials are always stripping it. The interesting part about this was that it was either the Republic, who I'm thinking it probably was, the Republic.
People that eventually become the Republic.
Yeah, eventually become the Republic. Well, no, the Republic was around.
Yeah.
Right now, so like they had it. I mean, yeah, not the rebels, but the other one. So the Galactic Republic. So, that somebody stripped it, right? And if they were crashing on it because they bring it up later that they were there, I thought this is all done well. I thought Small Cassian was done well. You saw the link. You saw him go inside. It was kind of creepy when the guy reached out, killed somebody, getting him through the whole thing. I didn't understand him smashing, but yes, then we do have them come in. This is where they mentioned that the rebels, when they come down here, or not the rebels, the Republic, when it comes down here, is going to kill everybody. Do you guys think that, not to mention who these people are, but do you guys think that line was used there because the rebels were at this time, like we're doing a Clone Wars thing, and they'd kill anybody found on the ship because they were separatists? Is that like the rumor going through? Like, are they giving us a feed here? This is kind of what I was talking about the other night with Canto Bite, right? Like, they are always trying to push this theme of there's not really good guys in war. Like, both sides are bad, right? Well, was that not a combination of what you saw when you saw the hole on the planet and you saw that it probably?
But I mean, I get that, but I also don't necessarily need the flashback to tell me that, I guess is what I'm getting at. But
maybe not you. Maybe not.
Yeah, I see the analogy that they're making there. Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. That's all.
I think I think that Saw Gerrera is him being who he is. I think that why the rebels, when they first began, of course there was a lot more. They just killed anybody. They didn't care if it was men, women, and children. So basically, you're right. They were the worst in the Empire from the beginning, and that's why some people, there was a lot of mixed feelings on both sides.
No, I think they're gonna get into the Galactic Republic. Actually, was just doing the same shit that the Empire was. They were strip mining planets, and they too would go down to do whatever they had to.
What's funny about that point though is at some point the same guy's in charge of both.
Right. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Isn't that funny? He is. When you think about it,
he is.
Yeah, he is. It's the same dude. The same admiral is in charge of.
I mean, he's Chancellor versus Emperor, but it's the same damn thing. Same guy.
Not even just that. Like, think about like Clone Wars when you have the admiral, the guy that's doing the voiceover a lot of times, the guy that's talking to Anakin all the time. He ends up going to the Empire and does the same shit over there. So, right. I mean, you have it passing on. It does. Next up, we're going to
Andor's sister doesn't die. Right?
Repair Tech Tony makes a good point, but at the same time, I don't think that. To me, the flashbacks didn't line up that much with the current story.
In my showed you Andor when he was young.
Yeah, I mean, it showed Andor's origins, which I get it, but like, I think for the completion of the current story, I didn't necessarily need those flashbacks.
Well, I think this plays into a good part about the sister who we don't think died, and it does then, because if the sister is working for the Imps, knowing that the Republic came down there, it might have a bigger part later on. Is all I'm saying, and that's why I do think that she probably works for the Imps. Yeah,
but it helped going in that I knew. Obviously we get his origins, and it's going to be a long draw series. So,
agreed. Yeah, I feel the tones were very Rogue One-ish, which I don't have a problem with either. Like, I really do feel like there was a lot of that going on there, which I really was happy for, because if they're going to do something like that, if we're going to like give everybody always raves about giving us Rogue One, well, they're giving us more of that type of style or Mandalorian season.
Hey, did you get the feel, like some of the comparisons, some of like the shots, like lined up with like Rogue One, like some of the things that like happened, like like when you watched Rogue One.
Well, so when you I think it was intentional, both in the aspect of the series, but also in the fact that the way they designed the entire series. It's not stagecraft; it's actual set that they actually built, like a movie would be. So I think they did that very intentionally.
Right. And when you and JJ were saying, or you and Jedi were saying, Dom, that it's very Blade Runner, I actually had the more feeling it's very Rogue One-ish. Like the whole thing was very.
Yeah.
I mean, the back alleys, Rogue One started off with him in those back alleys. Like it was almost parallel to it at points.
Was to a degree, it's 1313 too.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
It's 1313. It's very much 1313.
Yeah. If you, I mean, like,
funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But even with the flashbacks that they had of him as a kid, same thing in Rogue One. Ursay, they had the flashbacks of hers. You know what I mean? Like I felt very similar in those elements throughout these 3 episodes. But go ahead.
Do you think that they took some inspiration and some scenes from like the Underworld, the George Lucas inspired series?
That's what JJ just said. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. And I like that. I mean, I think for Star Wars, like deep dive nerds, like this is really, I mean, I hate to say it, but it was really like fan service, right? Like putting them down there, doing the underground shit. That's what we've asked for. This is a lot of what I guess I've been asking for, and maybe some other people have been too. So I was very happy with this. Anyways, they give us another planet. It's a corporate security headquarters. So this is also very interesting what they were doing here too, because they were showing the other side too, that like some people just dealt with the imps and they didn't really want them around. There was this huge speech by whoever the old dude is that dressed slovenly against, and then what's his name? The young startup.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Who's the guy on the right? Who's the guy on the right? What's his name?
You look like a young Kyle MacLachlan. That's what you look like.
It's Twin Peaks all over again.
Exactly.
Either way, typing thing and redoing to the jackboot. It reminded you a lot of like a mall cop, like that failed
security outfit
officer, or like, you know, he was like, oh, the police officer tests are coming by, so I'm gonna, you know, up this and take it really seriously. Where the other guy was trying to explain to him, listen closely, we do not want the Imperials here. We don't, like a lot of our guys do shady shit. We do shady shit. We don't want them here because they not in what I don't think. I'm sorry, I'm brain farting. What's the guy on the left's name? The young kid.
Cyril, right?
Cyril. Yeah, Cyril. Yeah,
Cyril.
What I don't think he understands is the old man's trying to tell him, by the way, what we're doing, it's not cleaner working for the Empire. They're going to come and rape and pillage. But instead of raping and pillaging just the planet, they're going to rape and pillage us too. And obviously that never got through Cyril's thing because he decided that he was going to ignore the warnings.
I think for him, it's more ambition, power type thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really care about the old man's warning because he
wants to move up.
You know, he wants to move up the ranks in some organization that's powerful, like the Empire.
I don't know if he wants to move up. I think he does.
Well, you don't think? I don't know. Why?
I think he's kind of ambitious.
I think he's pretty ambitious.
But I think he sees his moving up as going from mall cop to real police officer. Now, no offense to
that's moving up.
Moving up to the Empire.
More power. He wants more power.
That's Rogan's dream and observe and report.
He has this sense of like, there's black and white, and that's it. And like all these people are like half-assing their jobs, and I don't understand it. I've tailored my suit to make it look awesome because I'm so proud of this job. Like we got to do it right, and nobody else is doing it right.
That speech that he gave was one of the most cringiest speeches that he gave to anybody on the ship.
He just
Jedi's
like he's a true citizen. Yeah. He wants to do a good job, and he's mad that other people aren't. I don't think power is what he wants.
Well, I also think that.
I think it's a different aspect of it. I don't think the mindset for him is like a moving. Still, he sees his organization
peace through power type of thing. Like a peace through power type of thing.
I think he sees his organization as a bunch of like nose picking idiots that just are lazy and won't get it right, not understanding that they're purposely like kind of like, hey, dude, we don't want to get involved. Where he idolizes the structure and what he believes the Empire to do. So not so much a power, because like he could easily take over this old man and stuff. I don't see it as like he just wants, because he could, you know, a small fish in a small pond. I think he wants to be a small fish in a big pond that just, yeah, he believes that they are doing the greater good. I really do think he thinks it's doing the greater good. And if he was if he can impress the imps, then he can move up to do the greater good thing, not move up as in like, oh, I'm the boss now. I think he would be fine being a general schlub in the Imperial Army. I just think that he thinks that that's the way it should be done. That's what I got out of it and his cringeworthy speech, but maybe I'm wrong.
Worst speech in history.
No, I like the guy that was standing there with clapping in his chest like this, instead of clapping hands. He's like,
so he goes over here and like just gives it to these guys. Who one guy's eating blue noodles. They could care, but
you want to talk about like feelings from another movie? This was very Ender's Game.
Yeah,
the uniforms and everything, the spaceship or station or whatever.
But they do come down. They get a call, and they are told that
Kyle MacLachlan
on the planet.
Yeah.
On the planet, that there is a guy, and his name is this, or they at least give him the script, or no, they tell him it's Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
there was a census. Apparently, there was a galactic census at one point. So the Star Wars has got census takers out there running the streets, knocking on doors and huts and such like that.
Yep.
And,
can't imagine why they don't do it more often.
Yeah,
such an easy job.
4 or 5 years ago, and they've figured out who the guy is, at least, and what he'd been arrested for and everything like that. So, whatever. Is Obi-Wan? Is that one? No, he's not an Obi-Wan. So he goes and finds out. Did anybody find it interesting the accent that that this police officer or whatever you want to call it had?
that's the actor from Batman. The new Batman movie that just came out.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Did anybody like the Irish/Scottish like accent this guy had?
Yeah, what about it?
A lot of them. I thought it kind of linked historically, that they did have these type of people taking over police, like jackboot police forces. I don't think they want to make it as bad as it was. I don't think they want to do the German reference anymore. I think they want to do a different reference on here. And I thought it was kind of I just thought it was interesting that's.
I just figured the actor was like Irish or Scottish.
It wasn't just him. But it wasn't just him. When you go back and listen, it was like there was like 2 or 3 guys that sounded the exact same. So
okay, I figured there's 2 or 3 of them. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention, I guess.
Fair enough. I don't. Sometimes they do. They go extra special and extra deep with stuff. That's why I asked the question. Either way, what is this guy's last name? Anybody? Lieutenant, whatever. He gives better of a speech, but then he gets behind Salar, who just gives the cringeworthiest speech in the world, and says that was a good one, buddy. What's the last name of this guy we seek here? The fat Irishman.
Musk.
Yeah.
Musk or Mosk.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
So they get him all riled up to go down and beat up on little civilians. He says that all the time. He really thinks that people who work on planets are under people who aren't part of his are beneath him. He also believes a little bit that this is a sloppy unit, but it does seem like his group really wants to just kick people's ass more than anything else. The speech is terrible. And yes, the one guy claps himself on the shoulder. They do go hut to hut. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. On planet Ferex is where they end up landing. We then get to see the droid that we saw already in the flashback with the 2 people who, as Dom says, kidnapped Cassian Andor. This planet, for those that don't know, is kind of like, there's a lot of houses. It's highly populated. It's a worker planet that does a lot to do with, salvaging, scrapping, which, by the way, seems like huge job. Apparently, scrapping is a huge, huge job in the galaxy that is Star Wars, because you either moisture farm or you scrap. That's pretty much
all the freaking wars. Giant space stations crashing onto land.
I guess so.
This kind of reminded me of the Fallen Order, the first scene where Cal's scrapping as well.
Joe. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They were getting you the feeling of that. I'm damn glad we're not on Tatooine either. Anyway, so there's the kidnapping. They got him back. We got to see a little bit of the linking. The dog pisses on him. Then the droid ends up shocking him like R2-D2. So there's your fan service. And Andor starts talking to him, so you know that they still have kind of a good relationship. We also see the droid meet up with his mom. That's what he refers to her now as, is his mom. We do know that too because we get a mom joke, which was pretty funny, which I thought was good. This story, when they go back and forth, I thought was also good, of where he was when the one security pilot died. I like this character of, is it Brazo? I like the Brazo character. Seems good. I hope he has a longer stay than one more episode. But usually those likable characters who are friendly end up dying. So I don't have a lot of hope for that.
It sets you up that way, man.
Yeah, I mean, I really like them.
You're muted.
Yeah, the woman who abducted him, yes. Or as Dom says, kidnapped him. Also, he calls now mom. Yes. Go ahead, Dom. What were you going to say?
I was saying that I think you think they're going to go back to this planet anytime soon, or the next arc is going to be out in space on other planets. Like, are they going to come back here eventually? You think so?
I think we'll come back here.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, like with the quote unquote mom being there and with us.
Yeah, I was say it's like where he's based, kind of in a way.
I don't know if we're going to come back here next episode.
We've got more characters here, so
yeah, it might be a little bit.
Have to kill some of these off. We also get our first look at Luther coming down. There was that back and forth banter that I thought was pretty funny. If you've ever taken a train or public transit, if you take it enough, I mean, not public transit like the bus outside or whatever, but like if you take like long trips on the train, if you've ever been
those Marvel actors keep invading Star Wars.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is the guy I was in Thor. If you ever taken a train trip like for a longer distance or something like that, or sometimes in planes, it doesn't happen as much anymore. But there, you'll run into one of these people that want to ask you what you do and want to chat you up. I thought that was funny. I thought it was well played.
If you go back to road trip, excuse me, when they're on the train excuse me.
Okay, so then there's Brix, which at first looks maybe. I mean, Wayseeker thinks that Brix has got a romantic relationship. What?
No
Bix.
R.
Bix. Used to be his hookup chick. Obviously, it's past that point. I think he just uses her to get what he needs done because she's a facilitator. However, her hookup dude, her boy toy, I think he thinks that they're in a romantic relationship.
He's not as studly as Diego Luna. You gotta.
Yeah, I don't think.
Gotta be worried.
I don't think Tim's worried about that, right? Specifically, like that they're going to get back together. I just think he hates the ex, just jealousy against the ex.
I don't think the ex. I think he was like, hey, look, not all the women down here got teeth, and she has them all.
You're the best looking woman I've ever seen.
All right.
Either no teeth or a droid.
We'll get to this later, but like
she's in New York 7, but a Ferrex 10. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is like, hey, back here, Basso or whatever is making mom jokes about the heat not being on, and like looking at this winter, and like the only other women we pretty much see is this one. So yeah,
why is like Big sharing like personal information with Tim about her ex, like where he's from, and like all this secret stuff? There's some things here like it's some weird stuff going on between this.
Small. I mean, the thing is, the town is there's small groups. You could tell they all deal with each other there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of passing around.
She probably broke up with him because he's the way he is.
But I'm not
scoundrel and the
maybe he's a
maybe
lot.
She just likes to gossip.
I'm not gossiping about where my ex is from.
Maybe this guy's a lot like YouTubers and people in comics. They've only been made by one person.
Different pillow talk than I know.
They're really into the Andor speculation.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're doing at this point. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, he might change to somebody else.
Don't go solely by IMDb. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they probably changed some stuff on that. But actually, what she's really hiding is that she is like the in-between agent for Luther. So Luther, right? That's his name. Yeah. All right, which is kind of cool. So she calls him up. In the meantime, we run into these two. I think this was also even good. Like this guy's like, "Hey, I'm gonna rough you up. You owe me money. Give me my money back. You borrow money from me." And he's like, "Well,
what's his $2?"
Yeah, he's like, "No." And the talking back and forth about like, wait, do you know what you're doing here? Like, I thought this was really good. It was fun. It was entertaining.
See, this is the Star Wars comedy that we want, not the other Star Wars comedy that we got. Stuff like this is fun.
What other Star Wars comedy?
Oh, come on, Poe Dameron. Hello. Here.
Marco likes that.
I mean, like Canto Bite? Like Michael likes.
I actually thought that was kind of funny.
I didn't.
Right. Anyways, so all that leads up. All these characters lead up. By the way, all these characters lead up to pretty much the climax, I guess you could say, of it, where they meet, where Luther and Diego, that's his real name, Cassian meet.
Through the first two episodes, Terry Floyd has a good point there. Through the first two episodes, when you talk about the supporting characters, I kind of felt the same way. Like to a degree. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it was building up to show like, yeah, he was screwing people at the same point. Yeah. Like his mom did kidnap them, so he doesn't really like it's been a weird sit. I think it was just building up. It was a fast way. See, like when everybody said it was slow, it's kind of like reading a book. Like it's like reading a book, but instead of having to read 600 pages to build up the character from behind, they gave us 40 minutes and did it all in like 30, 40 minutes, which I thought.
And you've also seen his to a degree at least, you've seen his redemption arc in Rogue One. Yeah. So he has to start from a more lowly place.
Right. Which when people, that's what I was saying. I mean, when you think about what it really was, like for 45 minutes or what, like if you take the whole hour and a half and you cut half of it out as like, I don't even understand. This slow burn's the new word, I guess, but the story building, like 45 minutes to build up a whole story and a whole environment and a whole atmosphere and what he came from, I thought was pretty quick. So I thought they did a great job on it. Yeah. Little side characters, just like Terry said, and just like JJ was saying. So the warehouse, however, the warehouse was a little interesting. First off, if you shoot a sprocket, all of a sudden they all start blowing. Plus, Luther blew the door. Oh, well, yeah, they meet. They don't trust each other, blah, blah, blah. He's got this little thing, which he never said where he got it from, but he stole it from the down ship, right? Or no? He stole it from something else?
He went into a base. He walked into a base.
He never stole it.
You think it's true? You think he's telling him the true story?
Yeah, I think he's telling him the truth.
Yeah.
You don't think he lied on him?
What? No, I don't think he's lying. I think he's telling the truth. He says that.
I think he lied to him, but I don't know if he lied to him about that.
The Empire is so celebrated that they don't even realize who's coming in the back door.
Shit with that. I think he was flat out fucking lying to him because why would he tell him the truth?
Well, then you think there's a story behind where he got it?
There's no reason to lie.
He knows about the Empire, so he's been robbing from the Empire for a while.
Yeah, but
that thing looks super new to be like salvaged off a crashed ship.
At the point.
Also, what did his mom, like Aunt Petunia, grabbed him and the box and gave it to him? Like, here's your memento from when I abducted you.
Smashing stuff. He didn't say that when he was smashing glass.
The one thing you didn't break in that room.
Wait, time out. First off, for how new it looked, dude, he was in that area. All the shit didn't break. Ton of glass till he took a little stick and the blow tube. And
but he had this before. He had this piece before. They even showed it. He took it earlier, but before the show even began. So he's had
it for a while. He's had this piece for a while.
So he took it from the Empire for a while.
And I think it just showed like how lax the Empire is, and that's what I liked about the scene. Like,
I think the story told him that, but he at this time while he was telling that story, I don't think he trusted Luther. I think he still thought Luther could have been a dog.
There's a reason. I think he told the truth. We'll find out. And maybe we'll never find out.
We're going to find out but he's the beginning of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I just was asking that question because why would he tell him the truth? But whatever. I think they're going to go back and get it either way. So Luther got the doors, ended up blowing those. Also ended up breaking. Somehow all these are rigged together and they're just falling down and
that was a pretty cool part. I like that. The things are coming down.
Pretty cool. Yeah. The shooting back and forth, it was pretty good. Them jumping through the windows, I guess. They did split up to go after them. Which is here. Shoot, I put these in wrong order, but that's all right. So they did go find the mom. After the mom, they're like, wait a minute, something's going on. People are starting to pound on things. They're splitting up. We need to split up and divide our two teams, which I don't think was a good move, but whatever. So they did. They kept going back and forth. They split up. People were getting crazy. It's not actually that scene, but that's all I could do to cut it. And then this one, he locked us up here. I thought this was good how they kind of referenced like, oh shoot, they chained it up, and then when the security guy went back to get it, he ended up crashing. We'll talk about that later. Now this is interesting. Did anybody think that they were going to shoot him at this point?
Yeah, I did.
No, I did because he's going to be the antagonist, and he goes kill him. When he said kill him, he didn't kill him, which sometimes I don't know. If you shoot people off the bat, then you had an opportunity to kill somebody and you stopped because of the reason why you didn't shoot him. You let him go. I don't know. He shot the first two guys.
Like murdering people.
Yeah, I know, but he shot.
But they introduced us.
He shot the other guy in a matter of self-interest because if he didn't shoot that guy, he was a witness to him committing murder on somebody else.
Time out. But this guy is also self-interest because this is the guy hunting him down. Like he knows, like. when they had him going, then all of a sudden he got away. But if he killed this guy, he probably could.
Rapid speculation. He becomes Agent Callus later in the show.
Stop! You heard my crazy. Throw it out there for Dom, dude. Damn it, JJ. Damn it. Show up the pre meetings. All right. So,
I don't think this guy's going to be the antagonist, Dom. I think this guy is dumb.
No, I say it'd be antagonist. I just mean the fact is that he didn't kill him. That I don't think he might show up a couple, but I actually think in the long run he might help Andor. In the long run,
I think this guy is a worthless tool. He can't help anybody. Like he just breaks down and can't even move at the end. Like I don't know. I think this guy is a.
When seeing his friends die in the explosion after that, he froze there.
Well, so there's
so if you add sideburns to this guy, do you think he looks a lot like Callus? That's where it was, JJ. Like you pulled a Dom and ruined that joke. All right.
I'm sorry. You all were thinking it. I just said it.
All right. Well, I was setting this whole thing up for that. All right. So, anyways, the jealous boyfriend gets shattered down by the people that he ratted out to. Gets just shot because
to that point of Dom's point, though, there is an interesting quote from the actress that plays Marrow, who we haven't seen yet, but she said like her character is kind of surrounded by like these over ambitiously like, but also like stupidly incompetent men. I have a feeling he may be one of them, but we'll see.
Yeah,
he got shot already, and look, where's the blast? As he's running down the stairs.
Well, he already got shot. There's a blast.
Yeah, they already hit him.
Oh, the blast already? Okay.
I do this on an iPad. I can't. Oh. You can't clip the stuff the way.
Okay.
Thanks for criticizing it.
I didn't criticize you.
It's clear. Our man Brasso ends up killing that guy. Then they go to try to follow it. He dies. My joke about the sideburns got burned here, so that was great. And then there you go.
Shit. I like that. The first curse word in Star Wars.
It's been in a book.
Yeah.
It's been in books. This is the first time.
And then at the same point, these two get away in the ship and fly off the planet. Very good. What did
At least they didn't invent their own word like wizard.
They get a backstory to that word.
So you didn't think his mom think he was a killer? Yeah, maybe.
I actually, you know what? I actually think at the end, you see when he's in the ship, when Luther's driving and Andor's standing there and he has the flashback to when he was a kid looking into the light, and then he was looking into the light, and then it mimics that again in Rogue One when he's looking into the light when he's with Jay or so, and then looking into the light, like it kind of like that's what I was saying about the mirroring of.
Well, they did all the flashbacks all mirrored, so like it would.
No, I'm just saying that the last flashback, the end of this when he's on the ship and he's thinking about as a kid the last scene,
taking him, and then he went to this ship.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Dom, what'd you think about all 3 episodes? You can say whatever you want now. Go for it.
I actually enjoyed it. I was very excited when I watched it, and I thought it was done very well. You know, and I even as soon as I watched it, I sat there and I said, "Oh yeah, people are not going to like this," you know, but they do. You know, and I enjoyed it. I think we need this element more in Star Wars than just having the Sith and the Jedi and all these things. We need grounded stuff that, look, when you watch this, even though the Empire wasn't in these 3 episodes, just the tension alone, knowing that their presence is there. And I felt for these characters off the bat because they gave us real emotions on how things are. And I really enjoyed the way they wrote the characters in it. I think that this show is dead on, and I'm happy. I'm happy that we got this, and we all said it. This is the only show that nobody wanted to talk about, and the first 3 episodes delivered. You know, and people may say the first episode was a slow burn, but you know what? It wasn't. It really showed a lot, and it was definitely a grounded Star Wars gritty drama. What I like.
I don't think this isn't a show that people weren't talking about. I think I figured it out. I don't think this wasn't a show that people weren't talking about and people didn't want, because everybody I talked to that they're actually Star Wars fans were looking forward to the show and stuff.
I would say it didn't want. I would say, but yeah, there wasn't much talk or.
Why I think it is because if you've seen the content, quote unquote, creators around this stuff right now, what their headlines are for their things are, our videos aren't getting clicks on Andor, but people are watching it. People are talking, but there's no like, what are they going to do? you can't do the typical like Vader's going to show up in episode 2 and have the biggest fight of all time with Obi-Wan, and there's going to be Mandalorians flying around, and there's going to be this and that, and there wasn't any content like that for them to, you know, quote unquote speculate or make rumor mills up or have Dom's channels like going crazy about. You know, there wasn't anything like that. It was literally what fans wanted, and we got it. So
I think the danger of, and I'm not saying, I'm not going to put opinion in like how good it was or anything. I really enjoyed it, but I think the danger of doing a show like this is you know where that character's path ultimately ends.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be a sect of people, probably pretty small, but that's going to be like, I'm just going to skip that because I know where that story's going.
But
whether or not they actually do or not, there could be a lot of other stuff in here they don't know. But I'm saying before it even happens, there's people that will write it off.
Agreed. But Rogue One was bookmarked. You told us what happened before of the actual movie. We got it in a novel, and you gave us New Hope. What happened after? So we know where the story goes. We knew everybody was going to be dead. We knew that.
And for the same reason, there's people that never watched Rogue One.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was very popular. So I mean, I think that's
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying there's always a small group.
AJ, I agree with you. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I agree 100% with you. I was just talking to, and it was only because I saw a highlight of somebody who I'll tell you later who it was, but he's like, I'm not covering Star Wars anymore. And it's like, first off, you guys are some of the worst rumor people on that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I don't believe it. I didn't click on your video, but I don't believe that.
I know who you're talking about because I actually watched the video.
Oh Jesus! Of course you did.
I thought there's the $100 or whatever you bet.
$100. I can't give away $100 to Dom. So
all right. Listen, no, I watched it because it was. I sat there and saying I'm not watching him anymore after this because I watched it. It's like it's ridiculous on what he was talking about.
Don't watch it anymore. JJ, did you? Besides you saying you thought this was good, was there anything else you'd like to pointedly put out or that you liked?
I mean, I thought it was very good. I still think I'm still not a huge proponent of flashbacks, but I think they were done better in this series than we've seen in other series. I think the slow burn, quote unquote, slow burn thing comes from, I think people are kind of spoiled anymore when it comes to streaming and maybe don't remember before streaming was such a huge thing, what shows were like. I mean, you go back even especially in sci-fi shows, like you go back even to like a Battlestar Galactica or non-sci-fi shows like a Mad Men. If you ever watched Mad Men, I mean, you don't want to talk about slow burn or Breaking Bad, like shows that came out weekly and were very slow burns and were 24 episodes like this. Like, I mean, so I don't know. To me, the slow burn of it didn't matter too much.
You think
but I can see that argument from people, but I think they're just a little spoiled in the way streaming works nowadays.
Or are they missing out on storytelling?
Well, that too. I mean, storytelling to a degree. Like, I do think that you could probably, the first 3 episodes we saw, you could probably cut out like 20 minutes or so. But I think that's always the case in a great mini shows, especially when you're doing exposition. Like, you pretty much, we didn't have any Cassian Andor backstory, right? I mean, we knew where his path ended, but we didn't know what his beginning was like. So you had to put that exposition in there at the start. It had to be there.
Which I would always argue with this, like, Star Wars has like.
It's not like Batman where we've seen his origin story like 20 times. Like
A New Hope, you start off with the scene, the battle scene, right? But after that, it really is. It's the same thing as this. Like they did some. I mean, really, there's a ton of action with him, like going to the, her interrogating, going to there, getting off of Tatooine. I mean, there wasn't too much more action in that than there was on this. You know what I mean? So like, and the same thing with Empire. They say Empire's the greatest. Holy shit! How much time in Cloud City? How much like?
Yeah, I mean that's
you talking about a droid down getting burnt that they never showed. That's the action part, like you know what I mean. So like I don't understand that, but whatever.
I mean, I just think that's the problem with storytelling today. People don't want a good story; they want good action scenes. And
I don't know. I think
which I think also hurts kind of like some of those type of
in character development. I mean, how are you going to develop these characters if you never show where they come from?
Right. I thought this was the
one. We know Andor is kind of a jerk. Like, other than that, we kind of already knew that from Rogue One. He starts off Rogue One as basically a jerk. Like,
I mean,
we're not going anywhere, so you got to show his origin. You got to show where he comes from.
Wasn't that a huge complaint not to go back to Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan is like the Inquisitors. They did no character development on him, and it sucked.
Yep.
Right? And now they give us character
Well, they
development.
tried to do it on one, but yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even really do that. All right, Pete, you got something? I know you're not feeling great, so we're gonna.
I'm not feeling that great. So I loved it. That's all. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed these first 3 episodes. But we already, you guys already pretty much covered it all. There's nothing really extra.
You figured you got anything to add?
It was great. I'm glad they did 3 episodes. I like this arc way that they're doing it with like 4 main arcs, 3 episodes released. Like, I'm happy.
Wait, is the next one 3 episodes too, or is it going to be 1 episode?
No, but they're all arcs are 3 episodes, right?
Oh yeah,
so 4 arcs are 3, and so they're just got that first arc out there.
I'm
so
pissed that everybody gets to see 4 episodes
instead of the backstory. They did it well.
Not everybody, Dom.
I know all the media got to see 4 episodes.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to see one this week. So just
4 days.
Favor. All right. Yep. All right, Pete, let's get into it. We've got a tier list for those people.
I got to tell you, I don't think I got the whole tier list in me. It's already 11:30.
Fair enough.
Need to do this
next week.
Let's do it next week.
All right. This is what we're going to do. Pete is sick this week, so we're going to do that next week. We will also we'll move the giveaway. We do have a giveaway. JJ, would you like to show what the giveaway is going to be? You have to be here unless you're a member. Oh, that's not me. Hold on. Unless you're a member, you have to be here to get the giveaway. We will figure out the rules for that. Members obviously don't have to be here.
Big book.
That is a book we'll be giving away for our 2K thing. Thank you to JJ for donating Star Wars.
Not minty fresh, but still a nice book.
Cares, man.
Press it, clean it, display it. It's going to be a nice one.
Just you have it will be a nice one. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. Whoa, that's big full screen. Hey, JJ, I just put you on my full screen. Okay, all right.
That is you're giving away a first appearance of Boba Fett.
Yes,
I am giving away a first appearance of Boba Fett.
That is
true.
Is
it the newsstand, or is it newsstand, or is it regular?
Christ,
you tell me.
I don't know.
You tell me.
I'm just asking.
Dom, which one was heavier printed back then? Newsstands or?
No, I was just asking
he's looking for the other one.
I thought he had the direct.
For those on our audio only podcast, yes, it is a Star Wars 42 newsstand.
Yeah, good luck to all. So make sure you get here. We'll do it probably sometime mid show, as usual. Yeah, he's gonna fall over. Dom does not qualify to win that book.
Sorry, Dom.
There's gonna be some mysterious newcomer for that book next week.
We gotta try to
figure out. Gonna create a bunch of bot accounts.
We haven't quite talked about how we're gonna give it away yet. We were gonna give it away though. It's kind of a rollover from the 2K, but Pete's already kind of feeling the ground. So let's let Pete get out of here. Thank you everybody in the chat. We'll give you a review of Andor next week. Make sure you check out this week all the good stuff we have. Mail Call Madness is coming back. Make sure you're following Jedi Johnson on the IGs because he's been doing a lot of stuff there. We're going to be covering Pulse a lot this week, so we'll get a lot of toys news in there. We're going to be covering Andor. Pete, we're not going to tell them what we're doing, except for Sticks, and Dub. We need you for the tax show this week. Just set that aside. We're going to be doing something on the tax show. If you follow it, you'll know what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be tearing over there. And all the regular shows should be going as long as we can get Pete sleep and some whiskey. Because what is it? White Hennessy and honey cures everything. Throw a little Windex in it.
Me.
That's what Dom says.
Yeah, I'll send you a bottle of it, Pete. I got you.
Oh yeah, Derek. No problem, man. Thanks to the channel. Peace. Okay, see you later. All right. Dom needs to enter 5 times. It's good to see everybody. Glad we all had a good time. Check out the comics earlier on if you want to get through some of that. The review for Hyperspace Stories was brilliant. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. We'll see you guys soon.
Wait, no, yeah, we did. Hold on.
What?
No, there is big news. This is actually really cool. Really, really cool. I never got the rest into it, but we should have promoted it earlier. We're going to promote it again on our last show. I had it plugged in here. The Saturday show.
Yes.
This is a book out there, the Samurai Doggy. It's actually, people like this book, so cool. But the guys over on Saturday Night Special have landed a interview on Saturday 1st, 2020, with the creator.
2022.
23 years ago.
Travel back in time. 2 years.
There you go.
Chris Tex will be on the show live with the boys Saturday, October 1st. We'll be throwing out more promotional stuff for that too, guys, just so you know. Make sure you guys tune in, give them the love. The interview's usually I mean, it used to be a staple when I used to do that old show. We did some great interviews. So hopefully these interviews, I know they'll do a great job with it. They're the guys that line up those interviews that we used to do with people who think things are summer flings. So make sure you check it out. It's a fun little book. Do not let Kyle. Yeah, that's fair. But Kyle's actually really good with them, except for live. If he gets live in front of creators, it's gonna be crazy. Speaking of that, there's a crazy
live show,
Motor City Comic Con, so we'll be talking about that on TAC probably too, because Motor City's coming up. It's no shirtless bear fighter. All right, later, everybody. Thank you, Pete. Take us out.
All right, see you guys soon.